We streaming. What's up, everybody? We're back again. I'm not on vacation, but I'm traveling, so I can't see what you guys see. I'm gonna look at comments on here, and hopefully that works. Let's hopefully everything's working. Sounds like it is. Let's see. Give me 1 second. All right, I am live. Welcome everybody back to the show. Yep. All right, at least we're live for now. We'll see. Usually I have two screens. Usually I'm working with two screens. Now we only got one screen, so I'm doing my best. If the stream crashes, it is what it is. I'll try to get it back up. But if you were here Saturday, it was crashing. Josiah, welcome. He says, you guys gonna watch ADCC in Jersey. When is that? October, November? I'm trying to do trials, so I'm not gonna be watching. I'm trying to do trials in Orlando, so probably not going to ADCC Jersey. No more Grippo. Sorry, Grippo. We're gonna miss you, bro. You guys know we had to bet on Saturday. That's why I did the stream on Saturday for almost 3 hour stream. Just to kind of let that kind of settle down, But Josiah's been doing a good job. We're proud of him. He's been, a pleasure to have on the stream. So we're going to keep him. Jason Whitfield says, Zahid, Valencia. Team America, we're going to talk about some wrestling. They still wrestling, too. Got Kyle Snyder over there. He doing okay. He's showing out. Now, I ain't supporting Kyle Snyder no more. I was hoping they would put his shoes on sale. They didn't put them KS's on sale. Man, I was gonna rename them something else though. Just rename them Rudis. Today's Monday, Bat Side Monday, so we got a good show. Got some boxing, we got some wrestling, we got a little bit of jiu-jitsu. Again, I'm trying to look at my phone. That's how I'm going to see the comments. I did not charge my phone too much, so I'll see how long that lasts. You know what? I'm not seeing any comments. Where are all my comments at? Where is everybody's comments at? I ain't seen no comments. Hopefully something works. Maybe the plugin wants to explode or something. Again, when the comments come up on the screen, people can see what you're posting. So if you're posting crazy stuff, they're going to see it. All right. I'm tired. I was tired of people thinking I'm talking to myself for 3 hours. How you think I'm talking to myself for 3 hours? No. Looks like stuff is working. No, Alec. What do you mean, no, Alec? What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that, bro? I'm here. Mallington says, oh, there you go. He can't see the chat. Now's our chance to talk about Grippo. No, get out of here with that. The chat is back up. See, I can see you guys again. I need to move it around a little bit. Jesus Christ. The chat be showing up in weird places. It don't really show up where I want it to be. I kind of want to be, I don't know. Who knows? Still figuring that out. Don't even bring up Grippo, please, everybody. We're trying to be nice to Josiah. He's going through withdrawals right now. This is the hardest part right now, getting through this little speed bump over here. But yeah, we got a good show. You guys know I'm gonna ask you to hit that Cash App. I love that stuff. I love promoting myself. Cause look, Gordon Ryan ain't afraid to promote himself. Dana here not afraid to promote himself. Craig ain't afraid to promote himself. Everybody be promoting himself. I want to promote my own self. And BJJ Mental Models. Don't forget about them. BJJ, I gotta work. I gotta do some work for them. I've been slacking. Steve Kwan, I'll be working, bro. Don't worry. I'll get back to work. I need the video to get out of here. I'm struggling though, guys. I'm struggling. I can barely do this and everything else. But let's get into it, everybody. Again, today is Mat Side Monday. Please go hit the mats. Hopefully, I can hit the mats too. Might need to hit up a wrestling class, but we'll see. And that's it, everybody. Let's enjoy the show. Who else doing a 3-hour jiu-jitsu show? I don't know. Tell me. I mean, you guys definitely be trolling me though. You guys be trolling me left and right. Is that the right thing? Is that supposed to be like that? I'm gonna try to make sure everything's adjusted, everybody, but some of the stuff is kind of out of my power. Again, I'm working with one screen, and the screen is, why is the screen all jacked up? All right. I'm trying my best, everybody. Don't be upset. We got Zahid Valencia. If you guys don't know Mr. Zahid, he just won the World Championships at 86 kilograms for my Euros. Was that 186 for my Americans and whoever else uses that measurement system? Let's see if we can watch this. You know UWW like to hit us with copyright strikes. He's been doing good, man. He's been working with David Taylor, so matter of time. If you work with David Taylor, you're going to be good. I ain't going to say you're going to win, but you're going to be good. Zahid Valencia dominates his way through the 2025 Senior World Championships and brings home a gold medal for the Team USA. Is he the first gold medalist? I didn't see how Levi Haynes did. Or who was that? Was it Levi Haynes? Who also made it to the finals? We've had some good showing, but remember, this is a younger team for Team America. We got a lot of youngsters on that team. We ain't got no David Taylor. We ain't got no Jordan Burroughs. We ain't got no Kyle Snyder. He on there, but we don't have Kyle Dake on there. Leaving ASU was the best thing he ever did. Wow. Actually, that might be true though. Leaving ASU was the best thing he ever did. No. Not 1 point scored on him all tournament. Wow. Okay. He doing it, bro. He doing it. 49-0, including 7-0 over a 2-time world champion. He did good. Love to see the hard work pay off. Again, guys, if I can't see your comments, I'm sorry. I'm looking at the phone over here every other minute. Heard a lot of people saying that he wouldn't even medal. Why would you think that? Because he was beating Kyle Dake and some other people. Now, he wasn't beating David Taylor. David Taylor putting the hammer on him. 49-0. We like these numbers. Flawless victory. He's a totally different wrestler from a few years ago. He's worked hard and earned this. Congrats. USA Wrestling is so deep. Guys who were stuck behind legends can go in to immediately medal or win in the first few short showings. That's the issue with jiu-jitsu and jiu-jitsu back in the day. You would get a Hoffa Mendez, a Cobrinha, a Hodger, a Marcelo Garcia, a Braulio Estima, a Homo Bahal or Leandro Lowe. You get stuck behind one of those guys, you ain't never winning a world championship. Now you might get stuck behind a Mika Galval or a Tynan or a Batista, but it ain't as dominant as it used to be. So, in American wrestling, they had Jordan Burroughs, Kyle Dake, David Taylor. You weren't going to beat those guys. So I'm happy to see the youth coming through. They got a chance now. Make a name for themselves instead of losing and being second or third. So that's amazing. We got a lot of Reddit stories. So, bear with me, man. Bear with me. It says Sean Zittle pressuring Dana White over the Ali Act at the press conference today. What was it, 4 days ago? I'm a little bit behind everybody. You guys know I don't like Dana White, and Dana White don't even know what the Ali Act is. It's protects the boxers. It does not protect MMA fighters though. Does not protect MMA fighters, which it probably should protect them. So we'll watch this and read a couple comments and see where that goes from there.
Dana, this fight, as you said earlier in the week, is set to be the third highest gate in combat sports history. The second biggest gate you've promoted alongside Mayweather-McGregor. The top 5 gates in combat sports history come in boxing, and they come in the last 10 years. So my question to you is, why then do you want to make sweeping changes to the Muhammad Ali Reform Act that is meant to protect fighters to bring about a business model that currently has your company already paid out $375 million in antitrust lawsuits and has 2 potential pending class action lawsuits on the way as well?
Well, this is obviously a long discussion. If you want to talk to me about that, set up an interview. This isn't about me and my business. It's about these 2 guys on Saturday night.
My follow-up, Dana. Earlier this week, the California State Athletic Commission had a hearing about TKO trying to bring those changes to the Ali Act, and it was postponed 3 months.
Listen, I get it. You want to showboat right now. Set up an interview with me if this is really what you want to talk about.
It's America, baby. First Amendment.
Oh, dang. Get it with the First Amendment.
Interview with me.
Dana, my follow-up is, if TKO can't make those changes to the Ali Act, will you still invest in the sport of boxing? Will you compete in the market?
Listen, if you want to be an asshole, let's do it in private and we can do an interview.
If you want to call me out in front of everybody, do it in an interview that I'm never going to take.
If you have questions for these 2 that are fighting on Saturday, that's a different story.
Fight.
This isn't a discussion to have at a press conference for these 2 that are going to fight on
keep
Saturday,
using that excuse.
2 legends. If you want to set up an interview with me and ask me these questions, let's do it.
Nah, you a public figure. Answer the question, Dana. Answer the question, Dana.
All right. Well, Terrence and Saul, have a good fight.
Answer the question, Dana. I ain't never seen Dana run so fast.
Dana, $1 million.
Quan, are you in the chat? Where's Quan at? Do we need to read the Ali Act again? I feel like we might have to go over the Ali Act. Because every time I start defending UFC fighters and fighters in general, Quan's like, well, the UFC is amazing. I bring up Dana White, all the lawsuits, all the bad behavior, all the predatory behavior, all the inappropriate behavior. Where's Quan at? Quan, come defend your man right now, Quan. Where are you? Come on, Quan. I'm waiting for you, bro. I'm tired of people defending Dana White. They do it. They don't even know Dana White. Dana White don't know you. He don't know. He don't care about you. He don't care about his fighters. He don't care about any of these people. And they sit here defending him on the internet. Quan, where are you, bro? Where are you, Quan? Jason Whitfield says, Levi Haynes also beat a world champ as well on his way to the finals. Real Woods is looking good, too. Not to mention Spencer Lee killing it. Spencer Lee not killing. Spencer Lee, he got taken out, didn't he? Or did he get pulled into the reppage? Or are you just saying in general? I believe Spencer Lee didn't he lose his first match or so? I don't know what match he lost. Jason Whitfield knows everything, so let Jason Whitfield please update us if you can. The UFC get me riled up. Mostly because people keep supporting, I guess, well, that's kind of America. You guys keep supporting people that gonna take advantage of you. And if someone tries to help you, you attack that person. We'll read a couple comments. He says, Savage. Wow, kudos to Zittle. Zittle? I don't know his name. Says, I was smiling from earlier from ear to ear watching that. Dana he can't, I know Dana White's the front man. He don't really have the power, but he's gotten fat. He's gotten fat on the lifeblood of all them fighters. I ain't never seen Dana White take a punch, a kick, a knee, and he got more money than all them fighters. You guys explain that to me. Dana is a sleazebag. He's worse than that. Truly like any other promoter, just a money-hungry fiend. I would say he's worse than the other promoters because he's actively trying to change boxing to make it worse. He said we got to take more advantage of these boxers like we do with the UFC fighters. He's the worst, actually. Makes Don King look like Mandela. Say what you want about Dana White. He may be a wife beater, a sexual deviant, a serial confabulator. What does that mean? Jason Whitfield, look that up for me. What's a confabulator? And a robust defender of people who we can't name on this channel. But he never kicked a man to death that we know of. Now he's probably kicked people financially to death. Financially, he's kicked you to death. Josiah says, "Let me not say a word. I saw a comment that disrupted my spirit." Yeah, Josiah, why are they doing that to you, bro? Guys, don't try to corrupt Josiah no more. He good now. We like Josiah the way he is now. You know, I see Dana White. I gotta attack him. verbally. I feel like the end game is to get rid of this era of guys who makes multi-millions amount of money per fight and have the next generation make what TKO wants to pay them. Quan, where are you, Quan? Quan, where are you? Dana White wants to pay you. They want to pay people less. Quan, where are you? Dana White's happy to pay everybody less. They don't want to pay. They don't want to pay millions of dollars no more. They're gonna stop paying the UFC fighters millions of dollars. They're getting rid of their pay-per-view. All right, what they're gonna do? Make the fights free on Paramount or whatever? Them fighters ain't gonna see no more money. How are they gonna get money? Sponsors gone. Pay-per-view gone. Protection from the law is gone. MMA fighters never had protection from the law that I know of. I think maybe the Ali Act covered them slightly, but look at Dana White trying to take out the Ali Act. Jason Whitfield says confabulate means to engage in conversations. Means to talk. Okay, he is a confabulator. But he didn't talk. He didn't talk when that guy asked him a question, though. He was running away from that. You're forgetting the part where Dana makes more than the entire card per event. Does Dana White? He does make more than the entire card. The entire card probably make $3 million, maybe less than $3 million. And Dana White he spend that at the casino every night. You guys defending Quan? Where are you, Quan? Quan, come on the stream so I can confabulate with you. Let me. Am I a confabulator? I guess I am. That's sad, though. That's sad. It makes me sad that you still have young athletes to attack it. I can't wait to join the UFC. This is amazing. I'm looking at the burning building that is the UFC. Like, man, they sue left and right, trying to take out the Ali Act, trying to pay people less. That's why they got sued in the first place. Trying to not pay people and predatory practices. They still doing the same old, but even worse. You ain't gonna have no power. You join the UFC. What power are you gonna have? You ain't got no sponsors. Not like you used to. You can't say nothing. They ain't no what organization you gonna go to. There's only 2 other ones, and they on their last legs too. Well, maybe PFL's doing okay, but one championship letting people go too. So when everybody's like, "Well, the UFC is amazing," I'm thinking, "Well, they put everybody else out of business." There ain't no more WEC, no more Strikeforce, no more King of the Cage. Some of those really good events back in the day, they all gone. Jiu-jitsu athletes need to make more money, and UFC athletes need to make more money. Dana, I sent a lawsuit. They got lawsuits. They already paid. They're gonna keep having lawsuits. They don't care. Dana don't care. Yeah, Dana White makes more per card, more than the entire card per event. You guys explain that to me. Quan, come on. Quan, where are you, Quan? I keep calling you out. I might need to call him for real. Quan, I might actually call you. You better pick up, too, if I call you. It's incredible how he brags about gambling away in one night what elite UFC fighters make after months of grueling camp. Yeah, well, he doesn't care about you people. And eventually fight night. Ridiculous. This cancer needs getting away from our sport ASAP. He needs to get away from MMA too. Remember when he failed miserably with Zuffa boxing all those years ago? Learned very quickly that his shenanigans in the UFC weren't transplantable here. That's why he's trying to change the Ali Act. If you guys are still defending the UFC after this, I can't help you people. No, what? Put your post back, bro. No, we can read it. Everyone needs to make more money. Show your roll. Actually, I got some show your roll pants on right now. Can you guys see? Not sponsored by them anymore, but I used to be. Can you guys see my show your roll? I can't see the camera, so I don't know. I ain't touching my camera. The pink, it's the one with the pink with the green. I'm not sure what they were thinking with that one. If he does what he wants in boxing, he will be the next Don King. He pretty much is with MMA already. Dana is the fast food of boxing. Republican. He said he don't belong to no party. He really is the character. He's really the caricature of a slimy wannabe mobster, sleazebag. He doesn't even pretend he's not. I'm not a huge boxing fan. I prefer MMA personally, but I love how he's talking or taking a stand and doesn't want Dana doing the damage to his sport we all know he wants to do. He already did that to MMA, and you guys keep supporting it. You sneaking? Okay, be careful. Guys, your posts show up on the chat on the screen. Jason Whitfield says, if we start using words like confabulate on this stream, you're going to lose your core audience. Basically, everybody in jiu-jitsu. If we continue to stop the stream to look words up, it could be a problem. No, it's okay when Danny here does it, but when I want to confabulate, Jason Whitfield calls me out. I'm going to continue confabulating. I'm going to continue confabulating on here. Well, I didn't even know. Jason, you're the one that told me what it meant. I didn't know what it meant before. I'm enjoying it, though. Listen, we got to expand our vocabulary on here. This isn't a UFC presser. The journalists don't get barred for asking questions he doesn't like here. Multiple journalists have been banned for questioning John Jones's BS. John Jones, I don't even want to talk about John Jones. Yeah, screw Dana White and screw TKO. Let's see. Sean Zittle is a true G when it comes to covering the sport of boxing. He had a genuinely great assessment of the Saudis' role in boxing that changed my whole perspective on the situation. He will probably be banned by tomorrow. I'm not sure what the Saudis are doing, but they do have a lot of money. They can do whatever they want, just about. Says, I thought you were going to ban Josiah. No. No. Well, the bet was that he can't talk about Grippo no more. So as long he's been good. Check the chat. He's been good. Everybody. Hasn't Josiah been good so far? He's been great. He's been a pleasure to have on the live stream. We need more Josiahs. Just not talking about Grippo though. That's all. We can't do that no more. Says, I'm immediately a fan of this guy. You definitely got to check him out. He's extremely knowledgeable about the sport, and he stands on his beliefs without compromise. Boxing got a little bit more, I'm not saying discipline. They got a little bit more stronger beliefs in their sport than, MMA. MMA guys, they just out there for attention. All them MMA guys, they be sucking up to Dana White. They just dancing and chucking and whatever they got to do to get some attention. MMA guys really need therapy. Most of them guys need some therapy. And I feel like boxers are real. Boxers, kickboxers, Muay Thai, I feel like they're a little bit more real, because you got to get out of the mud and striking. There ain't no like, you can't be no, MMA fighters get away with a lot more than the boxers do. The boxers got to go out there and they put their life on the line. MMA people, you can tap out. The referee might save you as long as it's not Herb Dean. You gonna get saved. Grippo was doing pretty good. Who did he lose to? He lost in overtime. Did he lose in overtime? Somebody said he got tapped, but he I don't know if he got tapped. Oh, he fought Kokorian. What happened in that match? Let's see. Yeah, we don't have too many people like that in MMA. It's because he is bad. Like, I get the Times Square card was bad. I'm going to say bad again. But surely there is a happy medium between boxing superstars getting $50 million to shimmy around for 30 minutes and UFC professionals who are making almost nothing. That's what Dana White wants. You guys don't realize Dana White doesn't want the fighters to make a lot of money. He doesn't want them to have a say or power. Boxers make their market value. UFC fighters make a few cents for every dollar they bring in. I hate the silly amount of belts that exist in boxing. I hate the fights don't get made because of broadcasting deals, but I'll take it over the walled garden of UFC all day long. All these fighters been taken advantage of. I mean, the UFC just had to pay Anderson Silva $10 million. And he made that $10 million 10 years ago. You know what that $10 million was worth back then? Josiah says, boxing. He says, boxing I miss. Dana, I can't let you disrespect my first love. Jiu-jitsu athletes need to make more money. UFC athletes, y'all gotta sue Dana. They too. Come on, they ain't smart. MMA people ain't smart, bro. They love Dana White. Cormier over there, he ain't ever gonna turn against Dana White. Dana White gave him $1 million. That was your $1 million. Cormier, that's what Cormier don't understand. That was his $1 million that Dana White gave him. That they were underpaying him. Man, Dana White gave me $1 million. No, motherfucker. That was your $1 million the whole time. He actually owed you $5 million. $5 million. But he gave you one. All right, here's $1 million. I'm going to keep the 4 other millies. Jason Whitfield says, Josiah has not confabulated about Grippo since Friday. That's true. He has not been confabulating about Grippo. Hey, Alec, maybe you're right. We can use quote-unquote bigger words. As long as we say it in a British accent. Yeah, confabulate. That's why Danaher can get away. That's why Craig and those guys and Danaher, they be saying some words because of their accent. They get away with a lot. Now, if I try to say that, confabulate, you guys jump on me. If Danaher say confabulate, you're like, man, kudos, Danaher. You guys be clapping for him. It's double standard over here. Thank you. They're not overpaid. They're compensated fairly. UFC fighters are making peanuts while fighting championship fights. How you fighting championship fight? You ain't make $1 million. You ain't made no $1 million. You fighting for a belt in the UFC. Yeah, UFC's a joke. UFC is a joke, and I'm going to continue to see people defending them and supporting them. Where are you, Quan? On says, that's actually a fact, but I don't know about boxers being more real than MMA fighters. Kind of seems like an unk take. I am an unk. Don't you see my gray beard? The gray in my beard? Nah, look at them UFC fighters. MMA ain't got no Nina Marie all over the place. Come on, bro. Those MMA guys ain't real. The old school MMA guys were real, but look at these newfangled MMA people. They be twerking in the octagon. Get out of here with that take. When you seen a boxer out there twerking? A guy or girl out there twerking? Nah, them MMA guys just want attention. Look at them. All they do is be on social media. Now, I don't see no boxers really on social media. They be training. Boxers be training, doing their road work. Jason says, hi, Alec. What do you think of the recent material that Nick and Danny, Mikey Black Belts, put out regarding the arm saddle and no-gi lasso? I have not checked out any of that stuff. As far as the arm saddle, I always defer people to Choi Bar, to the Choi Wan Choi. No-gi lasso, a lot of people have been working that no-gi lasso. You know, my man Cousin Tony been working it, so they got some good stuff. I had to check it out. Have not seen it. I'm busy. I can barely do the live stream. I'm behind on BJJ mental model stuff. I got to train. I'm not even at home right now. I'm traveling. So I trust your best judgment. If you can get it to work, go for it. It says, I'm hiring Alec for all my negotiations. Alec would be like, that's not enough. Yeah, that's true. That's how I negotiate. Can I get more money? Can I get a little bit more of this? What about that right there? I mean, all negotiations are about is asking questions and trying to get what you want, but also being fair, you know. On says, what about Tank? He always chirping and not fighting. Okay, that's one out of compared to 100 UFC fighters. He was supposed to be the successor to Floyd and Mike Tyson. Mushmaster, what's going on? He says it's difficult to make it to the top in boxing. Yeah, it is difficult because you got to be skilled. Now you can talk your way to a championship fight in MMA. Look at Chael Sonnen. Chael Sonnen, he talked his way into all his championship fights. A couple other people too. I mean, you could take. They let pro wrestlers just jump in there. They let what was the big guy, Brock Lesnar. They just let him. He didn't have no MMA background. They let him go right to the right to the championship. I mean, it's all entertainment. It's all entertainment. It says, what about influencer boxing? That doesn't count. They ain't real boxers. They not real boxers, bro. And you know what? When they fight a real boxer, they get knocked out. You might have me a little bit with that, yeah. At least the influencers only fight other influencers. They don't really fight real boxers unless it's was it Jake Paul? Yeah, I don't count that. I don't count that. You might have a point, but I'm not going to count that. Yeah, well, some of those influencers are training. They still getting punched in the face. That's true. They are still getting punched in the face. Yeah, I don't know what I'm trying to say right now. Says that one cracks me up every time. MMA fans are so dumb with that assertion. What was the assertion? It says, in fact, it's so much worse over there because the UFC champion never gets to fight the PFL and one champion. At least in boxing, you can actually have one true undisputed champ. Never the case in MMA. That is true. Mushmaster says McGregor's biggest payday was against Floyd, and Dana took a. Dana's such a scumbag, bro. The UFC picks and chooses who get to ask questions at press conferences, so Dana isn't used to being called on his BS. When does he look good? Agreed. He always comes across as a greedy businessman to me, because he is. Just gives those vibes that not only does he not only does he underpay his fighters, but he enjoys the power and stranglehold he has over them. And you guys going to continue supporting that? Yeah, why Dana White? He didn't help McGregor train for that fight. I don't even think he helped McGregor market that fight. McGregor could do all that stuff without Dana White. I'm not saying Dana White didn't help McGregor get to, that high of a echelon, but I mean, McGregor ultimately had to be good at fighting. Dana White is a POS and really not talked about nearly enough despite being talked about pretty often. Dude sucks. Good on Sean. Not often we have people with a backbone at these things. Yeah, most of these, we lost our backbone in MMA. Jason Whitfield says, I would use Alec as my consigliere in any negotiations as long as he did it in a British accent. Yeah, I'll confabulate for you, bro. Don't worry. Dana White needs prison. He should go to prison. Says Dana and TKO want to screw over every fighter out of the money they've earned. You know they from Vegas. They got that Vegas mentality right there. Vegas, if you go to Vegas, they try to screw you out of everything too. I'm so sick and tired of some fans making the argument that in the UFC you can't duck anyone, and that TKO will fix boxing. The amount of super fights Dana has promised and hasn't been able to deliver is going up year by year. John Jones literally ducked top heavyweights for years now and didn't get stripped. Everything that MMA fans were once able to hold as an advantage over boxing is gone. And if people think Dana being there will do anything but make the product worse, then they need to go watch any of the 10 bad Apex cards and get that. Them Apex cards are pretty bad. Dana can't buy the boxing media yet. Glad to see his smug self get challenged. MMA reporters have to kiss his ASS. I'm trying not to curse too much. To have access to the sport because UFC's dominance in America, boxing, fractured though it may be, isn't like that, and in no small part due to the Ali Act. Love seeing this. If you guys are just joining us, Dana White is trying to get rid of that Ali Act. He said Muhammad Ali's gone. We don't need that Ali Act no more. So that lets you know where we are. We really going back as a country. let's watch that one more time. I feel like we got to let that impact hit a little bit more for anybody that missed it. We're going to listen to it one more time, okay?
Dana, this fight, as you said earlier in the week, is set to be the third highest gate in combat sports history. The second biggest gate you've promoted alongside Mayweather McGregor. The top 5 gates in combat sports history come in boxing, and they come in the last 10 years. So my question to you is, why then do you want to make sweeping changes to the Muhammad Ali Reform Act that is meant to protect fighters, to bring about a business model that currently has your company already paid out $375 million in antitrust lawsuits and has 2 potential pending class action lawsuits on the way as well?
Well, this is obviously a long discussion. If you want to talk to me about that, set up an interview. This isn't about me and my business. It's about these 2 guys on Saturday night.
My follow-up, Dana. Earlier this week, the California State Athletic Commission had a hearing about TKO trying to bring those changes to the Ali Act, and it was postponed 3 months.
Listen, I get it. You want to showboat right now. Set up an interview with me if this is really what you want to talk about.
It's America, baby.
If you have questions for these 2, ask them and you can set up an interview with me.
Dana, my follow-up is, if TKO can't make those changes to the Ali Act, will you still invest in the sport of boxing? Will you compete in the market?
Listen, if you want to be an asshole, let's do it in private and we can do an interview.
Yes or no?
If you want to showboat, I get it. If you have questions for these 2 that are fighting on Saturday, that's a different story.
Fight.
This isn't a discussion to have at a press conference for these 2 that are going to fight on Saturday, 2 legends. If you want to set up an interview with me and ask me these questions, let's do it one-on-one.
Sounds
and
good.
You can ask me anything you want.
All right. Well, Terrence and Saul, have a good fight.
Yeah, he ain't going to take that. He ain't
Dana,
never going to take that interview. That tells you everything you guys need to know, okay? Quan, where are you, Quan? I've been calling you out this whole time. We have been talking about Zahid Valencia. He just won the Worlds. Shout out to him, man. He deserves this.
Long time coming from your dad's garage, wrestling with your older brother, been an NCAA champion. This is the highest level. So talk about that journey and what it means to you.
It's been awesome. You know, I've been faced with so much adversity throughout the years, but I feel like I was courageous enough to keep going, make the sacrifices that I had to make the move, and you know, I'm so proud of myself going through that adversity, and you know, all the work that I've done, and you know, this isn't my world championships. It's more than that. It's the people behind me that supported me, my family, my friends, my coaches, teammates, sponsors, just everyone, my fans, anyone that supported me. They have a percentage of this gold medal and this world championship. So I'm just very grateful and honored to be part of this and part of Team USA.
Let's talk about the tournament going back to yesterday, adding them all up. Hopefully my math is correct, but 49-0.
Yeah, something like that.
Pretty good record. So talk about just how you were able to dominate today here in Zagreb and yesterday.
I think the move that I made, you know, I felt like I was always the best in the world. You know, I was confident in myself in that, but I don't think I was at the right place at the right time right now. And, you know, about a year ago now, I made the switch to Stillwater, Oklahoma, and it's been such a blessing. So I went from, you know, being the number 2, number 3 guy to best in the world, and, you know, it's not just barely being the best in the world. I pretty much dominated, and it just speaks volumes on the people that I have supporting me and coaching me and getting me to that next level. My confidence hasn't been higher ever, so just really happy.
You talk about Stephen Taylor. I mean, he was the last 86-kilogram champ in the U.S. You're keeping that tradition going.
Yeah, for sure. It's awesome, you know, being able to learn from someone like him. It's been amazing, and that's ultimately why I made the move. You know, he's beat me so many times, so I wanted to learn from him, get into his mindset of what it takes to become a world champ, and I was able to do it and replicate it and bring home another one for Team USA.
Talk about stepping into the role as being like a leader now on the team. And, you know, you made a team before, you medaled before, but now you're going to be looked at as the guy to lead the way.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, it's been amazing. We have such a good group of, you know, young guys that could make a push, and I feel like we've had a pretty good tournament so far. some mistakes here and there, but I wanna be able to lead by example and going out there and just being fearless. I want to tell these guys to be fearless. The work's done. Everything that you prepared to do to make the team. If you make the team in the U.S., you're prepared to go be a world champ. So just going out there and letting go of your fears and being courageous and letting it fly. Go up there and score points and enjoy every moment and have fun with it. That's all really you can do.
This is your second time in Zagreb now. Safe to say that this is an improvement over the last time?
Yeah, I've been here actually multiple times, but this one for sure my favorite. It's the best one, and just so happy. It's amazing.
All right, Zahid, just get along.
Edwin says, I canceled my ESPN account. The UFC will lose my support. Well, they're going to Paramount, so you're going to probably get that Paramount account. Jason Whitfield says, has anyone ever gone unscored on in Worlds? 49-0 is an incredible score. World champs would get to his legs, and he would jump out of their holds like a cat. He said it. He kept getting his butt kicked by David Taylor, so he was like, man, let me go train with them. So, that's a lot of humility to do that. And we do see more of the wrestlers seem to be cross training, and some of the jiu-jitsu athletes will cross train a little bit too. But that's how you're gonna get better, cross training with some of your rivals. We got a little post by Citrus Goldfish. I don't know what that means, who that is, but it says, I guess, from Chris Wojcik. Says the cringiest things in jiu-jitsu. Jiu-jitsu is my life. Yep, that is pretty cringy. Don't say that, people. Says, number one, coaches who share too many life lessons. This happens with the old school coaches. I guess I'm an unk too, so I be giving some life lessons, but not as much as I used to. Says the ground is my ocean and normal people are sheep. And someone's like, how do I escape mount? So it says, look, I know I need to get comfortable. You guys can't even see. I know I need to get comfortable being uncomfortable, and on the ground is the ocean, and that's normal people are sheep. Now, how do I escape from mount? Okay. Beginners who make BJJ their entire personality. You don't have to do that, people. Caring more about actual followers and clout than actually being good. Isn't that what I said my MMA guys want? Now, that's true for jiu-jitsu. I know a ton of jiu-jitsu people that just want attention. But you got a lot of MMA fighters, too, that just want attention and fame. Without being good, though, and without working hard. Chris Wojcik, yep. This is what athletes should be like. Yeah, unfortunately, my wrestlers tend to do a little bit better. I think the judoka tend to do a lot better, too. How they carry themselves. Now, jiu-jitsu people, we ain't got no sense. Edwin says, nah, no Paramount for me. I'm saving money, so I have the low-level Netflix payment. Don't worry, that's going up, too. For a long post about how you'll do better next time. Just go ahead and skip those posts when you lose, people. We don't care. It says, tough loss today. I went out there and gave it my all, but fell short of my goal. This is not how I want it to go. I know I'm capable of more. Sometimes it's not just your day, but I'll be back. Just need to drill the mistakes I made. They actually stole this from somebody's account. Work on my mindset and come back better. I'll be more motivated than ever. On to the next one. I mean, if you got actual followers, now if you're a white belt, don't post that. But if you got actual followers and people that care, that were really following you, maybe you could post. I usually just don't post at all. I don't post about nothing. So that helps me. Double guard pulling, you could do that. Ripping your gi open and screaming after winning by an advantage. It depends on what match. If that's the world championship final, I don't care if I won by penalty. I'm screaming. I'm a scream. Says saying you did things you didn't. All right, we know a couple people like that. It says the end. Don't be cringe and enjoy jiu-jitsu and wash your stuff. Yeah, wash your stuff, people. We're back on Reddit. Someone asked, so why did EBI ditch combat jiu-jitsu? Will they ever settle on a rule set? I think everybody just missed the old rule set, basically. They wanted it to go back to, EBI that you guys loved. Great EBI 25 event, but if you watch EBI 23 and 24, they had changed the rules to be combat jiu-jitsu which I think actually worked well with the EBI overtime. Now we see the same old problems right away as number 1 seed Ethan Krinelstein dominates Derek Rayfield from the beginning to the end in regulation, only to lose the overtime quickly in an armbar. Keep in mind that Krinelstein is notorious for being an EBI overtime warrior himself. Another mysterious, well, you know, Mushmaster is going to say, just use the points. Well, he would have won by points then. Another mysterious match was the UFC vet versus Bryce Mitchell. UFC vet Bryce Mitchell versus JJ Bowers in the first round. Mitchell won the match in overtime due to riding time, but we never know by how much with no timer. Okay, well, that's kind of sketchy. Josiah says EBI 25 was the best EBI I've seen out of them all. Someone says, I believe Texas wouldn't sanction it while Mexico gives zero cares. The palm strikes are nice when people stall and bottom out, which is crazy because Texas Commission will sanction just about anything. Something with the sanctions. Combat sports promotions also have to be licensed and purchase insurance from TDLR. What is that? Okay, that's blood work. Physical, blood work, and eye exams, and EKG and EEG, and have an ambulance on site. Damn, you gotta pay some money for that. It's a pain in the ass. So Combat BJJ will never take off here. The Mike Tyson and Jake Paul fight almost fell through because 3 days out from the event, Tyson didn't have an EEG done. Says the Texas Commission killed Kimbo Slice. Does anybody know what happened there? Carol Cadiel, what's up? What's up? Carol, there's another Josiah here. Cadiel's got her own Josiah. Carol, we got our own Josiah on the chat. He says, hi, Carol. What up, Carol? You guys see she got a different color. Let's see. We're I don't know what we're reading about. Yeah, I don't know. Seems like a good event. Someone says, I believe Eddie Bravo said it has to do with the state they were in and the regulations and getting sanctioned and all. I mean, I don't really care about combat jiu-jitsu. Do you guys like the combat jiu-jitsu? Says EBI champ Landon Elmore versus UFC BJJ champ Mikey Musumeci is the match to make for UFC. I think Mikey would tear him apart. Says Kid has some mad leg spaghetti, but I don't know if he can play that with Mikey. Mikey, you can't do that with Mikey. He is better than Harrison Gabriel, MMA, and Sambo guys. Well, Harrison never did Nogi before. Mikey, the thing is, Mikey would grab his foot before the other kid could grab his leg. Cadil says, I did not know I had color. It's because you remember, Carol. Carol special. She gets a star. Carol, you got a star too. How do you get a star? You got a different color and a star. If you guys want to be like Carol, you got to get a membership. Jason says, including Zahid, there's only been 6 wrestlers total to win worlds with no points scored on them. What about Americans? Probably not. Josiah says, I like the EBI. Went back to its original roots. Submission only. Carol says, hey, Josiah. Whoopee. Carol, Josiah is the greeter for my channel. I have a personal greeter, Josiah, for my channel. He greets people. Thank you, Josiah. We appreciate you. Keeping the chat moving. Was that? We got some more. We've been talking a little bit about boxing too. Did you watch the boxing, Carol? We've been talking about boxing. I'm going to let the guys talk about it. It says, Canelo puts Max Kellerman in his place after he went on a bizarre tangent, glazing Dana White and TKO and talking not negatively about boxing. We got a very boxing-heavy show today. Carol says, all good. Alec needs a cheer squad. Okay, I know who your favorite boxer has to be. You only get one choice, Kadil, for your favorite boxer.
It's not as popular as it used to be anymore, right? UFC is really popular. That's because of Dana White. He built something like the NBA. Stop now, because he's about to do it for boxing again. For boxing now.
Boo.
You want an NBA or an NFL in boxing? Here it comes.
Boo.
Because he knows how to build an institution. And how do you do that?
Hey, Max. Boxing is always bigger and big. Don't say boxing is not big enough. Boxing is big. You know how big is boxing.
Should it get bigger, yes or no? Should it get bigger, Canelo?
Yeah, maybe it's gonna be bigger, but look, boxing is always big and bigger and bigger. We need to talk about that too. Boxing is boxing.
I love Canelo in English, by the way. I love it.
Boxing is boxing.
No lies. No lies.
Comparison there.
So how do you do it? You have someone like...
My respect for all other sport. Great job, everything, but boxing is boxing.
You have someone like...
Dana White, he was glazing Dana White. And all the boxers, the thing is, the boxers make money. That's why they can talk. They make some real money. I believe Canelo made $100 million, maybe 150. I think Terrence Crawford at least 10 million. So they can talk. Now, you get some UFC fighters up there, they can't say nothing to Dana White. Cadell says, I love boxing. No, you gotta pick Manny Pacquiao, Cadell. You only get one choice. You can't pick Rocky. It's got to be Manny. Mushmaster says Max was shameless and spineless. That's he over here saying Dana White going to grow the sport to be like NBA or NFL. And they ain't going to pay them fighters like NFL or NBA. Why would you say that, bro? Get out of there. Dana White can't even do that for the MMA community. He'd be underpaying them fighters. How them fighters still getting 10-10 or 12-12? It's 2025. They getting paid less than MTK, what's up? Tell it, Canelo. Crawford humbled the heck out of Canelo. Well, yeah, that's boxing. You can't lie in boxing. Cadell says, Manny, he rocks. Yeah, Cadell, you have to pick Manny. Crawford humbled, yeah. I don't know if we definitely can't watch that fight, but I don't want to get demonetized for watching anything. It says, what the heck, Max? Absolutely pathetic for Max. I remember a young Kellerman speaking his mind against the HBO fighters when he first came on board, but over time you saw him lose that. He was getting more money and became a company man. It seems he is in his final form. Those checks must be really good. Those checks are really good. Dana White's amazing. That's the same way people were talking about Moneyberg. Says it's insane how he says boxing isn't as big as UFC is. That can't be true. I believe UFC is losing numbers. When UFC fighters are itching to convert into boxing, and don't get me on the pay difference. There's a huge pay difference. Jojo Diaz, for example, a C-level fighter, got paid $800K for his last fight, and a C-level MMA fighter won't be getting paid more than $150 and $55K to win. And only champions or former champions make $500K plus. Francis is the former heavyweight champion, was getting paid $550K a fight. When he transitioned into boxing, he got paid $4 million for the first fight with Fury and $7 for AJ. You're never going to see Francis Ngannou come back to MMA. Why would he do that? Why would you take a pay cut? Mushmaster says, Max got practice being a shield for working on ESPN. He needs a paycheck. Those paychecks get you. If they're paying you $1 million+ dollars, whatever they're paying him, you got to be a company man. You don't get no say no more. The UFC is taking in more revenue, but their fighters have next to no legal protections. I keep saying that. The UFC runs an anti-competitive monopoly or monopsony. We started using big words on our channel now, and blackballs agents who don't operate as their surrogates. Boxing has its own issues, but it's by far a better setup for fighters to be fairly remunerated. Did he misspell that? I thought it was remunerated. Or is it remunerated? Jason Whitfield, how do I say that word? Cadell, how do I say that word right there? Remunerate? I can't say it. You guys know I can't speak. It says taking in more revenue where? In the U.S.? There are hundreds of boxing events. I never said they took in more revenue than boxing. that Max dude said that. There are hundreds of boxing events happening every weekend around the world. I'm supposed to believe that the UFC's 40 shows per year earns more revenue than the entirety of the sport of boxing. The revenue of the UFC was $1.406 billion in 2024, and boxing revenue was estimated at $7 billion in the same year. It says UFC consolidating regional MMA into the Dana White Contender Series, where they continue to underpay people. Who didn't know he'd come back as a heel? It's a motorcycle Undertaker. He's a TKO turkey bootlicker. Okay. Kellerman needs to wipe his lip. Yeah, people get that good paycheck. Get that good paycheck. That's it. Remunerate. Am I saying it right now? Remunerate. Okay. Remunerate. Remunerate or remunerate. Pay someone for services rendered or work done. There you go. Jason Whitfield. Thank you, Jason Whitfield. I got Jason Whitfield. If I don't know how to say something or don't know the fact, Jason Whitfield, what do I got to say? See, Cadil, I got a team behind me. Actually, if you guys don't know, Carol's the one that gives me all the high chews. So she's part of the team as well. Thank you, Cadil. We need more high chews, Carol. We need some more high chews. I need more high chews. It says about 10 to 15 years ago, he used to be really modest and insightful. Now he's just your typical brash sports commentator who loves the sound of his own voice. That money must be really, really good. Max is desperate for a job. Gotta love how Canelo broke the fourth wall here and just shut down pre-rehearsed ESPN-style BS immediately. Well, them MMA fighters can't speak up at all. They'll be out of the whole event after that. Man, MMA fighters can't say nothing. Says even Crawford was with Canelo on that. What is this dude doing glazing the UFC at a boxing event? Bud has been owning those UFC guys as well. I remember he went on an MMA podcast. I believe it was what's the guy's name? Cadil, what did you say? Says average MTK says average length of UFC career is 5 years. Average length of NFL career is 3.3 years. The NFL players, well, I guess that's why the NFL player makes more. But they got a pension. They got actual staff to help them. Cadil, I need some high chews. I ate all mine that you gave me. With Usman's podcast. Usman and Cejudo couldn't really justify UFC stuff. Says watching Usman and Cejudo trying to justify being underpaid was both hilarious and pathetic. That's all they know. High Chew sponsorship, here we come. We're trying. High Chew, they don't want to sponsor us though, Cadil. I need you to write a letter to them. We gotta send them a brand package. All right, we can put you on the live stream. Okay, we'll put you on our rash guard. We'll put you on Tony's truck. Instead of having the Moneyberg on the truck, we're gonna put High Chew on the truck. You think Tony will like that, Cadil? Put the High Chew on the truck. Put the High Chew on the little electric bike, and Tony riding around Alpharetta. Tony, put the High Chew on your truck and your bike. Cejudo was trying to bring up legacy as a justification for being underpaid. There ain't no legacies in the UFC. Bro retired in his prime, and not a single person gave a care. Aw. Says retired at his peak as a negotiation effort. Returned past his prime, desperate for cents. Went on a 3-fight losing streak. Oh, I didn't realize he did that. Cejudo's legacy probably would have been a lot better if he had been paid in proportion to his skill or accomplishments. Both Cejudo and Mighty Mouse were severely underpaid. I don't even know if they were making 6 figures in their fights. Cadil says, more flavors. What's haichu? Is that a edible? It's a candy. it's a candy that we eat at my gym because of Kadil. We eat too many haichus. Carol, bring some fruit. Bring some fruit and veggies to the gym. Cejudo's legacy probably would have been better if he had been paid in proportion to his skill. The UFC fighters are only paid in proportion to their value, which Dana White determines, and marketability, which Dana White also determines, which only Dana decides. UFC fighters aren't paid at all based on how good they are, and now they are barely paid no matter how popular they are. Yeah, it doesn't make sense to be a UFC fighter. It's basically just how much Dana White likes you, and there's nothing you can even do to help with that because the dude is a weirdo. Try and kiss his ASS and don't give a FUCK. MTK says from AI search assistant. In 2025, the UFC is projected to generate approximately $3.075 billion in revenue, while NFL aims for around $27 billion. All right, so UFC ain't never going to be at NFL level. What about boxing? How much did boxing bring in? Or how much will boxing bring in 2025? Because they probably just brought in $200 million from that one event. You know, they might have a couple of those. It's definitely got to be more than UFC. I mean, why would you want Dana White in charge of you? Kadil says everyone's favorite. We need some fruit, Kadil. Some real fruit. Some real mango. Says even the argument that the lowest UFC fighters make more than the lowest level boxers is dumb. UFC is supposed to be the pinnacle of MMA, and of course they should be earning more than the lowest boxers, and then even more they already are. UFC is the place where the best of the best gather, even at the lower end of the rankings. So pay them what they are actually owed. Quan, where are you, Quan? I'm looking for you, Quan. Kadil says edible, not that kind. Okay, fruits, it is. Carol's just gonna bring the fruit flavored haichus in. MTK says yeah, but there's different organizations of boxing. No. Well, no. Put all boxing together. Put all boxing together versus UFC, because UFC said they're the only show in the country. Put all the boxing together too. Nah, put it all together, bro. Put it all together. Well, our break. Show me what all the organizations are making. And remember, in boxing, you can be the undisputed champion. You can't be the undisputed champion in MMA. So theoretically, someone could win all those belts in those different organizations, right? Says collectively getting paid only 15% of the revenue or profit is so outrageous, but everyone is too scared to fight back. They can't. Says, yeah, it's odd. They compare a small organization with like 600 fighters who are all supposed to be the best to some guy who has never even been on TV with 170 losses and 10 wins. And even then, the purses aren't too far dissimilar. Crawford just looking at them like, I'm going to need you to run that by me again. Comparing UFC to boxing is also wild and basically shows how the UFC is a monopoly or monopsony. You're comparing one company versus an entire sport. Well, UFC said they're the entire sport. Give it time and UFC can become the entire sport. That's like saying NFL versus soccer or FIFA versus rugby. It's illogical comparison. It's an illogical comparison. Canelo is right here. I'm not watching boxing because of Dana White. Like Canelo said, boxing is boxing. Well, if you let Dana White get in charge of that, he can ruin that. Fundamentally, Dana White has made an organization where the fighters make peanuts even if they win titles. They have no real power. Mushmaster says UFC is a monopoly, so it's apples to apples. Monopsony. Jason Whitfield, what's the difference between monopoly and monopsony? Jason Whitfield's my AI assistant. Kadil says, gotta run, guys. See you, Alec. I'll see you later, Kadil. See you soon. Probably next week. Come back home soon. We need to get beat up. Kadil, I don't beat nobody up. Jason Whitfield says, did someone just ask what haichus are? Don't say stuff like that. We don't do not speak ill of the will of High Chews. If you're gonna join this stream, you must be a High Chew hype boy. Jason Whitfield likes High Chews. I like him too. I just like some sugar, to be honest. Give me some sugar. Keep me going on the stream. Says Glazing Kadil, I'll see you later. Look at Carol. Carol enjoying herself on the live stream, Carol. See, it's addictive over here. I love this stuff. Where was I? Glazing the UFC model is insane. There's a reason the trend of successful UFC fighters making one fight in boxing at the end of their careers is happening. If you're a UFC fighter and you want to make money, go to boxing. Dana White is scum, and them not paying their fighters is a big part of why I don't watch that sport. Nobody wants that stuff in boxing. I don't care about the ratings or that my friends no longer follow like I do if the alternative is making boxing like UFC. That's it. If the UFC gets in charge of boxing, that's it. Boxing gonna die. Boxing will die. Let me skip a little bit of some of these Reddit stories. You know, I gotta give myself a break. God, dog, I gotta give myself a break. My bad. It's all good. This is actually a pretty cool invention from a little kid, actually. 10-year-old wrestler changes the game.
Stud. He actually sold his dirt bike to start his company, and it's awesome to see young wrestlers changing the game. Not only are they cut off, but also have built-in padding around the knee, which I find very helpful. Shout out to Waylon, keep it up. I can't believe a 10-year-old invented these, and let me say, Waylon is an absolute stud. He actually sold his dirt bike to start his company, and it's awesome to see young wrestlers changing the game. Not only are they cut off, but also have built-in padding around the knee, which I find very helpful. Shout out to Waylon, keep it up. I can't believe a 10-year-old invented these, and let me say, Waylon is an absolute stud. He actually sold his dirt bike to start his company, and it's awesome to see young wrestlers changing the game. Not only are they cut off, but also have built-in padding.
All right, Kadil, I'll see you soon. Take care. Tell Jair and Josiah I said, what's up? I'm sending you hearts, Kadil. I'm sending you hearts. That's cool. I like that. So a 10-year-old actually designed this. It's the Kadil, don't spend too much money at work, okay? Kadil spent her whole paycheck buying stuff for us. Don't do that. So it's like the sweatpants that the kids like to wear with knee pads. So pretty cool. You know, the kids they like to cut off knee pad, the sweatpants now. So adding the knee pads, that actually is helpful for the older people too. We need that. How come there's no gi pants with knee pads in them? Wouldn't that be a good idea? Some company out there. I might wear that. I might actually take some shots then. Yeah, we need that. Hey, that was nice, though. All right, pretty cool to see that. Look at these kids making cool inventions. Who is this from? My man Sidikov. If you guys don't know Sidikov, he's one of the best wrestlers out there. Unfortunately, I didn't see this match, but my homeboy said he made a stupid mistake and ended up losing. But you know, Sidikov, he used to beat JB, bro. He used to beat my man Jordan Burroughs and Chamizo. LO Snap says girls need the okay. LO Snap, Kadil. We got girls on the chat, bro. You gotta be on your best behavior, bro. I don't know what's going on with Sidikov, but you know he is a great wrestler. He definitely beat my favorite wrestlers. Jason Whitfield says, "Look at these wrestlers inventing things. The only thing Jiu-Jitsu has invented is a different way to creep out the women doing the intro class." Yep. What has anybody invented anything in Jiu-Jitsu recently? I ain't seen no inventions in this sport. The last invention I saw, it could be wrestling. It was the magnetic cauliflower ear thing. The pressure thing. It says, I had an old pair of Atama pants that had reinforced knees, but not the same as padding. Somebody make that happen. I would say inverted gear, but I'm not sponsored by inverted gear anymore. I'm out of there. Of course, we got a little bit of Moneyberg. It says, let me wait for the screen to change. That was wrestling. What do you mean that was wrestling? What do you mean that? Yeah, that was wrestling. What are you talking? I don't know what you mean. We got Moneyberg. Got is that Sean Strickland and Moneyberg? Why Moneyberg green? Because he's greedy. Look who I ran into. This guy is really big and really jacked. That's correct. Scam moves only. Oh, he's an alien? I don't know. Oh, you're saying that's wrestling? Like that's the sport of wrestling? Yeah, it does happen. Look at Moneyberg, bro. Look at Moneyberg, bro. Let me look at Moneyberg. Let me screenshot that real fast. That's good. And that's Pico drawings. Pico drawings. Let me take a screenshot real fast. Pico drawings. I might have to use that for a thumbnail later. Look at Moneyberg, bro. Look at Moneyberg, bro. Jason says, I think he was saying wrestling invented the magnets. Okay, okay. Oh, are you sure? It's possible. I don't know who invented that. Dorothy Slippers, be on your best behaviors, okay? No, don't do that, okay? Don't do that, Dorothy Slippers. We're trying to be good on this channel, man. Josiah doing good. You're trying to make him relapse, bro. Don't do it.
Calf specific. I know that sounds ridiculous. And by the way, don't try that. I'm not being a smart ass. I'm being very sincere. If your body is not used to lifting that kind of weight, you're going to tear something and pick yourself up. So please, sincerely, please, if you're not used to lifting that kind of weight, don't do that. But I can lift 1,000 pounds, 15, 18, 20 times. But I mean, most important is consistency, man, and if you're trying to be comfortable in the gym, Miss leg day, I can lift 1,000 pounds on, calf specific. I know that sounds ridiculous. And by the way, don't try that. I'm not being a smart ass. I'm being very sincere. If your body is not used to lifting that kind of weight, you're going to.
How the heck is he lifting 1,000 pounds with his calves? Moneyberg strong. Moneyberg. He might be stronger than all of us. It says him and all his leased vehicles. I don't know if he owns them or not. Well, it's enough to convince those jiu-jitsu and MMA guys. You notice there were no boxers in that basement, though. Where was Ons at? Where I didn't see no boxer in that basement. Now, I saw a ton of jiu-jitsu and MMA guys. Josiah says, Dorothy, I'm doing good. Please don't make me relapse. Come on, Dorothy. That's not AI. I don't think that's AI, but it says he's so weird looking. I think he used to be more normal looking, but whatever he's taken, whatever somebody gave him. Moneyberg is one of the best in the world at escaping, mount, and back control. He can lift 1,000 pounds with his calves. He's a monster. And he can throw it back. He can throw it back. Why'd you say that? Okay, I see it now. Even if you're 1,000 pounds. Side note, I need to start a Pico rash guard line. Yep, put that green Moneyberg on the rash guard. I'll buy one. Reminds me of the bad guys from the cartoon 80s movies, like the Mario movie from the 80s and 90s. Shrek. All right, he's strong, man. We didn't really cover the EBI too much. Ethan did get armbarred. I just want to see what happened to Grippo. So Ethan got armbarred in overtime. All right, and what happened? Actually, maybe should we? Josiah, do you want me to avoid this? Can you be okay? Derek Rayfield is always a dirty player. Still can't believe he beat Ethan, though. Anyone can beat anyone in EBI overtime. Bryce looks very feminine. Jason said, wait a second. Whoa. Guys, if I don't see your comment, it's because I'm looking down at my my phone here to read the comments. Mushmaster says he's not lifting that with his calves. He's throwing it back. Pause. He's throwing it back. He looked like he been practicing that movement for a while. Now I don't know who he was practicing that with. We're not gonna try to speculate. MTK says now I know what Claudia was hanging. Now I know why Claudia was hanging with him. Claudia she very experienced. She would turn a couple of us dudes out real fast. She'd do some stuff to us we ain't never had done before. You guys be speaking Portuguese. she have you speaking Portuguese. she might suck your soul out. I'm sorry. Ooh, we gotta stop. LOL Snap says I benched 500 pounds. How was he doing that? You can't throw it back like my man Moneybird can. LOL Snap. I don't think Cubans can't do that workout with they back out like that. He says I bench 500 pounds. How can he do 1,000? MTK says, yeah, don't trigger Josiah. He's been good, Claudia. It's your show, Alec. Do as you please. All right. I'm just trying to see what happened to my man Gianni real fast. Landon Elmore versus Mikey. Come on. He ain't going to do nothing to Mikey. Can Landon get to 135? He looks small for 155. Probably not. That's how Mikey can save himself. Sorry, Mikey, because he can get that 135. Not too many people can go down to 135. It says Grippo's farmer carries are paying off. Dude got some crazy grip. He won a couple matches. What happened? I've seen him at ADCC Opens, and he's phenomenal. We might need to look up that kid, Landon Elmore. It looked like, I don't know what the heck happened to Kokorian. What the heck happened to Kokorian? Ethan losing first round is tough. He was a great performance. He had a great performance. But to go to overtime and lose by sub, starting from an armbar, really doesn't seem right. He clearly won a regulation. He got armbarred in 10 seconds. This is after Nicky Ryan told him he needed to work on his armbar defense in the CJI camp. Tough loss. Yeah, sometimes we slip up. Sometimes your arm's a little sore. Elbow was tweaked. I guess that's the matchup people are talking about. Rigged bracket for Keith Kokorian. It is wide open for him to straight to the finals. He has the best EBI overtime game in his side of the bracket. The other side has all DDS lineage, Ethan, Reese, and Landon, which also has great EBI overtime. All right, I can't see it. I'm just trying to zoom through. I just want to see how Grippo did, but yeah, I can't find it. We'll move on. Actually, there was more EBI stuff. Sorry, Josiah. We'll be done in a second, bro. I'm just trying to read. I'm struggling, everybody. Hey, this is a family show. Mikey should fight the 155 guys. Mikey is tough to beat in that rule set. I mean, actually, you might have a chance of beating Mikey in EBI if you can get to overtime. You might be able to beat him. I never seen Mikey in an armbar or had his back taken. You probably beat him. Now, if you fight Mikey in UFC BJJ or something, he's probably gonna beat you. Or if you fight him in IBJJF, he's probably gonna beat you because his strategies are way better. Lots of good matches. Keith and Gianni pretty much canceled each other out. But I thought it was fun. Both the Ferreira matches were fun. Landon's were exciting, but hard to have him be my favorite when they were all under a minute. I want to know what's up with Landon. The guy he tapped obviously had experience defending leg locks. What did he do that was so different? Someone says it honestly looks like a new level of grip. Grip it and rip it. Brandon, I think, said it succinctly when he said something along the lines of he gets the grip, then worries about the position later. So he just ripping your leg off. Very surprising that he got Keith that quickly. He seems to be good at quickly identifying the opponent's defense and then using the right leg lock for the job. When people point their toes to avoid the heel hook, he will use an ankle lock. When they boot their foot, he will heel hook them. Most people insist on using one submission or the other, and they often fail the submission if their opponent defends correctly. And it says, what are sub sweeps and sub pass? Also, I would differentiate the submissions whether it came from top or bottom. I don't know what that means. Sub sweeps are sweeps that come from submission attempts, such as when someone rolls out of an omoplata or spins out of a heel hook. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. A sub pass is the same, such as when someone threatens a guillotine to pass the guard. All right. So it seems like that landing kid just, is really quick at identifying the foot placement, which is a skill. We got Mr. Wrzezinski. I can't play that music. He put that rock music on his videos, and that gets you the copyright strike. I'll let you listen for a second. That's it. Copyright strike. I need to start doing some of this stuff. Sometimes it's just a look you've never seen before. I'm not sure what happened to Kokorian, though. He just kind of, I don't know. Sometimes the person's on a roll, when they get that good win under their belt, they just get that confidence. Not everyone is like the Meows and willing to let their leg get destroyed. Gordon Ryan trains Landon Elmore. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I have to look him up. But it seems like he's doing good. Like, the kid's good. A lot of these kids are good. I mean, you go to the favela in Brazil, most of them kids are good. Now, they might not even make it to America. Wrzezinski's doing a lot of stuff I might need to start adding to my training regimen. Shout out to Wrzezinski. He about 32, 33. Now, he don't look that coordinated, but Wrzezinski's strong. He got that endurance strength, that isometric strength. My man can hold his butterfly guard for 3 hours. Mind you, Landon is 19 years old. That's a good age, though. We've talked about this. Those 19-year-olds, Cade and Ty were, not Cade. Yeah, Cade, Ty, and Mika were all 19 when they were winning worlds. So it does happen sometimes. Helena, is Helena 19? Helena's 19. She made more money than she made more money than me and that kid Landon. At 19 years old winning the CJI. She made more money than all of us. This looks like bro science lifting. I mean, it's kind of more sports specific. It's working for him, right? Keeping him healthy, and he's winning, so maybe something to look into. I do more basic stuff, but I mean, some of this stuff looks pretty interesting. The grip stuff, the mobility stuff. MTK says, I had a pretty good butterfly, but since studying Adam, it's gotten way better. Well, he won the Grand Slam, so it works. It works for him. That's what we got to say. It does work for him. Now, it might not work for me or you, but it works for him. I'm going to push this back a little bit. That's something I want to see. Talking about Mikey, says, thoughts on Mikey's upcoming UFC BJJ match. After watching Craig and Mikey's debate with DJ, Demetrius Johnson, Mikey said he has an upcoming match with a top 5 guy. Is that guy, Kevin Carrasco, really top 5? Now, he's good, but I'm not sure if he's actually top 5. He might have been top 5 a couple years ago, but not currently. And then UFC's, he also doesn't have too much no-gi matches. And then UFC says it's against whatever the guy's name is. Curious if anyone would watch or has anyone officially given up on Mikey fighting anyone legit. Well, this guy's legit, but he doesn't have too many no-gi matches. Eric Bugenhagen, where is that, is rolling in his grave watching Wrzezinski lift. Who is that? Is that some German, Swiss lifting coach? Gerald says, Mike Fowler butterfly hooks are strong as heck too. MTK says, BJJ Scout has a study on his butterfly guard on YouTube. Marcelo Garcia butterfly guard OG. You got to be strong. You got to have some strong hip flexors for that butterfly guard. Someone says, if they pay me enough, I'll take on Mikey. All right. Mikey will tear your foot off. I'll do it for a free trip to Vegas. Best I can do is a couple of Venom vouchers. Vegas sucks. Ask for a Fight Pass subscription. Says Landon Elmore would be a fun matchup. Guys, Mikey's really good. Mikey's real, we make fun of Mikey, but he really good. He tear up that Landon kid. You can't, You can't grab Mikey's foot. How Landon gonna beat a guy? You can't grab his foot. You can't grab Mikey's foot, people. That foot like this big. It's like smoke. You can't grab Mikey's foot. He is a 19-year-old who just tapped Kokorian and Lafir at EBI. Mike, let's be honest, man. Mikey would tear that kid up. And that kid can't make 135, so Mikey's protected. I think he may have made the case for it at EBI this weekend, as submitting Keith arguably puts you in the top 10. I feel like Keith kind of messed up. It happens. Says, sorry, he has too much experience. Mikey? Yeah, Mikey's too good, bro. You ain't going to grab Mikey's foot, bro. Yeah, I mean, and that's EBI. Like, I don't know if you got to go to ADCC, before we can start saying you need to fight Mikey or somebody. Go do ADCC or something. I know he's probably done opens, but go win the trials. But it's still way too early for him to have a title shot against Mikey. He needs a few matches. Well, that's kind of part of the course. Mikey fight people with not too much experience. He needs a few matches against other top 10 dudes to see where he really stands. A rematch with Junie, Gabriel Souza, Baby Shark, Pato. Did he fight Junie? Only Junie. Mikey. Yeah, Mikey got a lot of people to fight. He can fight Junie again. He can fight Gabriel Souza again. Baby Shark, Pato, Mayrum. I'm gonna throw some featherweights. Cole. There's a lot of other guys. Harrison. Give Harrison another shot. Let Harrison train for a year and give him a shot. I'm still waiting to fight Mikey. Yeah, he ain't never gonna fight you. MTK says maybe Baby Shark could beat him, but it won't be by sub. Well, Baby Shark tapped out Pato. What you talking about? Mikey? If somebody's gonna pass Mikey's guard, it would have to be a Baby Shark, because Baby Shark passed Pato and tapped him out at ADCC 2024. Says only Junie is in his weight class. Let's build the division, and Junie's got to cut a lot to make 135. To be honest, let's build the division before asking him to move up in weight, especially against known vitamin takers. We don't know that for sure, but we can speculate. There are tons of people. He's basically been fighting scrubs in UFC BJJ. Like who, though? It seems like the main issue is finding people who are in close enough weight classes, Mikey needs to go up, at a high level, who are available and not locked out in some other contract. Says UFC also doesn't want him to lose to somebody who they don't have an exclusive contract with. Pato would for sure be willing to fight under a non-exclusive deal, but they don't want Pato to win just for him to be a who's number one or something. Just for him to be at who's number one or something like that a couple months later. Pato and Baby Shark are the other big two names around that size. They got to cut for that too. Says literally any of the 66 or 77 guys from CJI, Pato, Fabricio, Kenta, Dorian, Owen Jones, DeAndre, Gavin. Mikey need to go up a weight. Mikey keeps claiming he's too small. Mikey, we know you're not 135 normally for them, yet fought Gabriel Souza twice, who won ADCC silver at 66. Ever since, did he win? He got silver at what ADCC did he get silver at? As far as I know, he never got silver. Can someone check that for me? Ever since the Moneyberg thing, I realized you can't trust anything coming out of his mouth. They say that, Mikey, not me. He's too small. The fact he won against Souza is great. All of you are not asking JT Torres to move up in a weight either. Well, JT's already moved up a weight. He been eating, I think. Jokes aside, I always disliked that Hoffa stayed at featherweight and did not show up at lightweight or middleweight, or did not show lightweight or middleweight who's the boss. I also think Cobrinha is the biggest challenge that Lepre and Marcelo were. So, what does that mean? He doesn't claim he's too small for them. People on Reddit claim that he claims that Mikey was in ADCC 2022 but got appendicitis. He never did ADCC though after that. Or he didn't do 2022, didn't do 2024. Mikey agreed to matches with Cade Rotullo, Diogo, Craig Jones, and Gordon Ryan. He didn't have any of those matches though. He was set to face Rotullo, so I don't think it's a stretch, but he isn't as tiny and frail as Helio, who was an OG BJJ myth. yeah, I want to see Mikey fight the best. He doesn't have to. He can do whatever he wants. He can make money. He can do whatever he wants. Mayrum is big. Mayrum used to do light feather. Who said Mayrum was big? Mayrum would kill Mikey. Mikey is putting his career behind a paywall. Yeah, you guys gotta you gotta pay to fight Mikey. Mayrum is too big, but I still think it would be close. In the gi, probably for sure, probably better. Mayrum used to do light feather. That's right there. That's one weight class above Mikey. Mikey can't go up to 145. Come on, Mikey. Souza and Mikey 3 is what we want. Mushmaster says Mikey is not too small. He needs to get in that weight room and fight stiffer competition, or I'm not interested. The kid he's fighting now is pretty good, but it's not where we want to see him fight. When did Mikey lose at Who's Number 1? He lost to Gabriel Souza. He got subbed and said he was sick afterward. He said he had COVID. Why was he fighting if he had COVID? He didn't look right. How many times has he been subbed at black belt? Never. That was the only time. He did open weight at Euros in 2019. Yeah, why was he out there? I believe he did it at Pans as well, didn't he? I think he did it at Pans too. 2019 or 2020, one of those. Mikey is better in the gi than no gi. I mean, his submission rate might be higher in the gi. He's good in both. Honestly, Mikey's good in both. Mushmaster says May was small too. Mayrum small too. Sloppy, he likes the consensus, most technical grappler. I'm not sure, Mikey. Mikey, you do whatever you want, Mikey. Mikey fights bantamweight, which is 135. Mikey cussed to 135. Remember when he couldn't make weight at the one championship? Then he left them. And not a lot of male grapplers fight at that weight. Most of the smaller men are 155 or able to make 145. The only person I can think of off the top of my head is John Calistine. Where has he been? I think he got a school or something, or he's teaching. If there is testing like Mikey said there was at UFC, and the opponent has to be willing to sign exclusivity and the right weight class, I think that narrows it down a lot. Mikey can control everything. Mikey can control in all the figures. You gotta sign an exclusive contract. You gotta make the weight. He can test you however he wants. Claudia can mess with your contract. They got too much power. Mikey versus Kokorian. That would be kind of cool. Kokorian did UFC BJJ, but they haven't let him back in there. Orlando Monteiro submitted Mikey in the IBJJF. I believe that was a Pans. I knew Mikey messed up when he tried a bolo and then got his back taken. I knew Mikey messed up. How long is the stream going for? I have no idea. I think we're going to 2. Let me check real fast. Hopefully nothing explodes. All right, we doing good on time. I'm checking everything. We doing okay. We got Mr. JB, Jordan Burroughs, one of my favorites. What do they have to say about Joy B?
Not only can we win, we're supposed to win. That's why I look up to him so much. My first world team was his, and my dad coached the Olympic team in '88. And so I've heard all these stories about how the Russian guys were so good, the Turkish guys, the Iranian guys were so tough. And so I put these guys on a pedestal in my head. And then it took me a good year and a half of competing on a senior level to realize that these guys are beatable. JB showed us that we are all the ones to do it. Changed the way I viewed the sport, changed the way that the whole country viewed the sport.
Let me watch that one more time. Can we watch that match? We might need to watch that match.
You make this team that you're ready to win?
Yep, something happened. His name's Jordan Burroughs. He showed us that not only can we win, we're supposed to win. That's why I look up to him so much. My first world team was his, and my dad coached the Olympic team in '88. And so I've heard all these stories about how the Russian guys were so good, the Turkish guys, the Iranian guys were so tough. And so I put these guys on a pedestal in my head. And then it took me a good year and a half of competing on a senior level to realize that these guys are beatable. JB showed us that we are all the ones to do it. Changed the way I viewed the sport, changed the way that the whole country viewed the sport.
that era that you were part of, it changed, right? Do you feel like the work that was done between 2011 and now has laid a foundation? You make this team that you're ready to win?
Yep, something happened.
You know, we talked about is Mikey really growing the sport? I don't know, but I do know that JB really grew the sport of wrestling. He made the wrestling shoes cool. Got the cool colorways, the gold. I mean, who else had gold wrestling shoes before then? Nobody. He was a great ambassador for the sport, with Iran and Russia. JB, Captain America. Yeah, JB is Captain America. He got a kid for every championship. I can't really say that of Gordon Ryan or Mikey. I can't say, maybe they. I just don't think they really inspired people like Jordan Burroughs has, or I'm gonna throw Frank Chamizo or David Taylor, Kyle Dake. Like, those guys inspired this whole generation of wrestlers. All the youth wrestlers now. Now, when you ask people who's your favorite grappler, they don't say Landon, or they don't say Mikey, they don't say Gordon Ryan. Well, they might say Gordon Ryan. Usually they don't. They really don't have no favorite grappler like they used to. Like, back in the day, it was Hodger Gracie, Marcelo, Jacare. Now you ask people who's your favorite grappler, there's really nobody, really. It's really nobody. Who's your favorite grappler right now? I mean, like, being someone's favorite grappler, I mean, it could be technical, but I think a lot of it's just inspiring people with their performance. I can't say anybody really inspires me with their performance. You could say someone like Dorian Olivares, but he ain't got no submissions. Kenta ain't got no submissions either. Mikey ain't growing a god dang thing. Mushmaster says UFC grew the sport. UFC did grow the sport. That's true. UFC grew the sport. That's true. They did. Not recently though, but back in '93 they did to the 2000s, 2005 or so, 2000s. They grew the sport. Now, are they continuing to grow the sport and inspire people? Probably not. The only thing they're doing is inspiring wrestlers to come over to MMA. That's the only thing they're inspiring right now. Kyle Dake, Hector Lombard, underrated judo guy. Oh yeah, Hector Lombard. I forgot about him. He's a little crazy though now. UFC has grown the sport back in the day, but I can't say now. I don't think they've grown the sport now. Yeah, I'm not sure who's growing the sport. I think CJI is trying to grow the sport. ADCC trying to grow the sport with their opens and stuff. Dorothy Slipper says, is he saying Americans didn't expect to win wrestling before? JB, Mark Schultz, Kel Sanderson, Dan Gable. But there was a long, Kel Sanderson was 2000, 2001, 2002. 2002 to 2011, it was quiet over here in America. After Kel Sanderson, it was quiet. I mean, you had Dan Gable in the 70s and 80s, Mark Schultz the 80s to 90s, Kel Sanderson late 90s, 2000s, John Smith 90s. But after that, it was quiet over here, and wrestling was about to get kicked out the Olympics till JB came over and helped save it. Captain America over here, Captain JB. It was quiet over here. We had no personality in wrestling, no style. There was nothing cool about wrestling. Everybody wearing the same old black Asics. We had no style. Nobody using social media back then. JB was on social media. Britt Metcalf. Okay, Britt Metcalf. Yeah. Yeah, but man, nobody was really making it popular like JB till he came. He actually wanted to be a representative. Is Mikey trying to be a representative of the sport while being stuck behind the paywall? Is Gordon being a good representative of the sport, talking about all the stuff he talks about and hanging out with the people he hangs out with? Ted was my favorite back in the day. Ted actually inspired a lot of your favorite grapplers, your Galvaos, your Cobrinhas. Yeah, he inspired Marcelo. Kenta submitted Souza at Polaris. Gabriel Souza. Oh, well, he a lot bigger though. Kenta, a heavy dude. Gabriel Souza is small. I don't really care when a big person submits to a smaller person. LOL Snap said, he's not crazy. He was my roommate in Cuba. Yeah. Who, Brett Metcalf or Hector Lombard? Hector Lombard is crazy. You saying Hector Lombard's not crazy? Didn't he fight somebody or shoot somebody or something? I think Hector Lombard is crazy. Who are you talking about? Who are you talking about, LOL Snap? He said Brett Metcalf, Johnny Reeder. Brett was the first one with wrestling shoes. Yeah, but they weren't gold, though. They weren't gold. LOL Snaps. But I hated them. I told him they were bad. Josiah says Gabriel Souza was submitted by Kenta by Nibar at Polaris. Hector Lombard is crazy. Let me look up his name right real quick. I know he in some trouble. Didn't he threaten to shoot somebody or something? Yeah, come on, man. I know he was in some trouble. We be researching on this channel. Well, he definitely hit. Recently, though. Maybe he wasn't in trouble. Who am I thinking of? It wasn't Hector Lombard. I thought he was in trouble. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe I was wrong. I thought he got in some trouble. I don't really see it. LOL Snap, you need to, well, I would say start your own live stream, but your stories would probably get you kicked off the internet. Dorothy Slipper says, are we forgetting Henry Cejudo? I don't think he grew the sport, though. Now, he definitely made wrestling, I can't say he made it cool either. People forget about Henry Cejudo, just like I just did. He was always going off, but he was a good guy. Hector, LO Snap says he tried to beat up Josh with a baseball bat, but that was in 2005. That guy is crazy. I didn't say he was a bad guy. I just said he was crazy. You can be a good guy and crazy. I feel like he didn't run nobody over or something, or threatened to shoot somebody. No, I can't find it. Yeah, I can't find it. I thought he got in some trouble. Maybe I was wrong though. Okay, maybe I was wrong. I admit when I'm wrong. How did Levi Haynes do? Did anybody check out? How did my man Levi Haynes do? Is he still in? He was in the finals in the World Championship. How did he do? Josh was bullying everyone in the gym. Which Josh are you talking about? Dorothy Slipper says, a meat fitting to repopulate American wrestling. I don't think she can if she's trying to keep wrestling. She can maybe get out a couple kids. LOL Snap said Mika need to get his child support ready. Says Russia tried everything to cheat and delay and buy time. It says this matchup, it says buy time for this match. Someone who watched it, tell me how Levi goes on the clock twice with UWW not being put on the clock at all. Who cares? Spencer Lee's done. How did Levi Haynes do? Spencer Lee already out. Today is Monday. You had qualifying rounds for men's freestyle 65, 97, and women's freestyle 55. Repage for men's freestyle 57, 74, 79, 92. I guess Levi's still in it? Or did they have their finals? When's the finals? 10 a.m. Eastern semifinals for men's freestyle 65, 97, Women's freestyle 55, 59. 12 p.m. medal matches for men's freestyle 57, 74, 79, and 92 kg. Oh, they're not even in their final matches till 12 p.m. Oh, they're doing it right now? Shoot. Is anybody watching it right now? Shoot, we might need to end this stream. Might need to cut this stream so I can watch what's going on over there. I'm over here streaming when I should be watching the wrestling. Sunday, yeah. I guess we got a couple wrestlers still in. Spencer Lee gone though. Bye Spencer Lee. Monday and Tuesday, you got Real Woods, Kyle Snyder, Christelle Rodriguez, and Jakara. Jakara, what's up, girl? You know I'm a big fan of her. Audrey Jimenez on Tuesday, Wednesday. Audrey Jimenez, Helen, how you doing, Helen? How you doing, girl? Macy Kilty, Kylie Welker. What up, girls? What's up, ladies? Wait a second, who's that over there? Hello. We respectful, of course, on this channel. Felicity Taylor, this Wednesday, Thursday. Felicity Taylor, Adagu. I never know how to say her name. Kennedy Blade. Kennedy, what's up, Kennedy? Alex, what up, Alex? What up, Kennedy? What up, girls? And of course, Greco. Greco on Thursday and Friday. Is anybody going to watch the Greco? Because I do like Kamal Bay. Kamal Bay, I'm a big fan of his. I don't know the other people, though. I don't know. Ellis Coleman. I like Ellis Coleman. Isn't he from Cuba? Is he from Cuba, too? LL Snappy, is he from your country? He might be from one of the islands, though. I'm not sure if he's from Cuba. Mushmaster says, where is it being streamed? Flow Wrestling. Dorothy Slipper says, did you see Kapinov versus Gomez? It was insane. No, I didn't see that one. Mushmaster says, Helen. Uh-oh. He about to slide in them DMs. All right, I ain't going to fault you, man. Go ahead and slide in them DMs, Mushmaster. Jason Whitfield says, Helen was one of the 6 wrestlers who did not have a score on her in Worlds. Awesome. That's amazing. Real Woods is in the repage. Snyder breaking people. Snyder, that's what Snyder wanted to do to that World's Oldest Professional. Look at Snyder. That's what he got in trouble for doing. Snyder. That's what Snyder got in trouble for trying to do. He should have just done that to his wife. All right, we might need to end the stream so I can watch the wrestling. I really do want to see the wrestling. Bronze match. Oh, wow. World's final got Snyder versus Aspira. Bro, I struggle. Jason Whitfield make fun of me for struggling on these names, but god dog, bro. Amarelli Aspira. Bro, come on. I can't say none of these names. Jason Whitfield, let's hear you pronounce some of these names on the air, live, without no AI, no dictionary. I'm winging it. You got David Carr gonna be fighting Sidakov. Oh shoot, this is a throwback match. It's like JB out there fighting. You know I'm rooting for Carr. It's at 12 p.m. Dang it, we already missed it. I might need to jump off of the stream and go watch that, man. That might be good. Levi just lost. Dang it. Who'd he fight? Jason Whitfield says, those heavier weight classes in all the grappling sports are so untechnical. They're just body slam people to the ground. You know what? I mean, some of the guys are technical. Like, Gable Stevenson's technical. Especially when they go from big to small. David Carr, good, man. I want to see him do well. I want to see the Mondays. Hey, hello. Ladies. You know, we're respectful on this channel. We respectful. Be respectful, everybody, because, I support the women's wrestling. Where the women's judoka at? Where are they at? The Greek dude got him. Although his name sounds like he was from the Caucasus. The guy I couldn't say his name. You know, sometimes them Dagestani guys be going over to the Caucasus, or they are from the Caucasus, but they be going to Greece and some other countries. You know, Russia's not technically at the tournament, right? Isn't that Team UWW? What's up, ladies? How's it going? How's it going, ladies? I know LOL Snapped is a misogynist, but I'm not. What's up, ladies? Hey, what up? You know I like Kennedy Blades. Hello, Kennedy. How are you doing today? What's up, my ladies? I mean, our ladies. Where's Helen at? Where's Helen at? Hey, Jakar. I see you, Jakar. Where's Helen at, though? Where's Helen at? Where's she? I know she missing. What's up, ladies? Where's Helen at, though? They got some tall girls over there. Where's Helen at, though? I'm asking because Mushmaster wants to know, not because I want to know. But Mushmaster's trying to find out where Helen is at. It says UWW or IJF, depending on the sport.
You want to come this way a little bit?
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
Okay.
All right, now we're ready.
Ready to roll.
All right, we're going live on Instagram and live on Connor's camera right now. Day 2. This was day 2, right?
Yeah, it feels like we've been here a long time. Yeah.
We have, and we have a long way to go. Just 2 days down. You know, I just interviewed Rich Bender, and he had the perfect phrase. He said, his wife always says, it's like weddings and funerals all at the same time.
Wrestling, yes.
And that's exactly what it's like at the World Championships. We had the highest of highs and lowest of lows. Let's start with the highs. Zahid Valencia is not just a world champion. He was a dominant world champion, outscoring the world 49-0. Kozak, what more can you say about the performance we saw from Zahid?
Yeah, so impressive. We thought that he could do it. We thought it was like, oh man, it's going to be tough. He's got a loaded bracket. He's really going to have to wrestle his best. And he wrestled his best, and he made it look easy in a bracket that was not easy. Beat two-time world champion Gasimpour, beat Ishiguro in the finals, teched him. And that's a guy who's beaten him in the past, teched him in the past. So, man, Zahid Valencia looks so good. Looks like he can be the best in the world for a long time.
Yeah, absolutely. There's such a gap here, and you know, you think about what were you thinking? Yes, Zahid can win, but you're thinking Gasimpour, you're thinking Kadyev from Russia looks really good. Kadi Magomedov, he established that there is a significant gap between himself and the rest of the world, at least for the time being. And it's as you know, I asked Rich Bender, and I saw Ben Askren saying like, this is up there in terms of all-time dominant runs for an American wrestler, any wrestler really. And what we saw Zahid Valencia do is just jaw-dropping domination. I mean, we haven't even talked about the world final just because it's just another dominant match. But 11-0 against Ishiguro. Early on, Zahid hit his post-high crotch, and it was a sick reattack by Ishiguro. Nearly teleported to it. And then he went back-to-back single leg takedown, single leg takedown. And then I don't think Ishiguro knew what was coming. He was hitting one side, then the other. And then ultimately a tech ball for Zahid Valencia. Gold medal. And after 2024, no gold medals for men's freestyle. It's just a great feeling as an American wrestling fan to get back on the podium and to do it with an emphatic exclamation point. Shout out Zahid Valencia. Made the move to Oklahoma State. And since making that decision. And how about this? I was thinking about this during the interview. I keep referring to it, but a lot of things are coming to mind. Rich was talking about, you know, Zahid had a harder time getting to here than he did winning.
Yeah.
This puts Kyle Dake in a little bit of a different perspective. Kyle Dake, right now, that's the second best 86 kilogram in the world, and he just happens to be in the same country.
Way closer matches in those 3 matches than he's had here.
All 3
at Worlds. Yeah, it's wild to think about.
So yeah, shout out Zahid Valencia, shout out Kyle Dake, and USA Wrestling. Man, we got a crop of hammers. Okay, let's work our way. Where else we want to go? Let's talk about Jax. We got to start with this Jax stuff because it was really frustrating. It was angering the way that match transpired. I'll talk you through it first. The final 30 seconds is what we're going to talk about the most. But you should know, Jax did get up 8-3 and couldn't shut the door. And Yesen Geldy, who we've been telling you about, if you've been listening to FRL, This guy freaked me out about him, and the more I watched, the more I was like, this guy is an absolute monster and a contender. I thought he was a gold medal contender. Agoyev proved he's back in a big way for Russia, but we thought this was going to be a very difficult match for Jax, and it certainly was. But Jax was winning, a couple big exchanges, and just like that, it's close, and then all of a sudden it's 9-8 Yesengelde after a couple of exchanges with exposures, and Jax is not going to stop being Jax. He's going to wrestle through positions, and I think that did bite him a little bit. Definitely a lesson to be learned there, but getting to the point finally.
9-8, 30 seconds left.
9-8, 30 seconds to go. Yep. Jax is coming at him. Yesengelde is evading. Yesengelde clearly grabs the singlet, and
it was on a Jax.
Jax was attempting to slide by, trying to score. Okay, that's important. That's an important detail. Jax is trying to score, and he pulls the singlet. The official notices it. Okay, so this is obvious. The official is demonstrative and even says that you can listen. He says it's singlet. Okay, in that scenario, if you're the defending wrestler and you pull the singlet, it should not be an attention. It's an automatic caution in one. That is in the rule book. That is the application. That is not gray. That is black and white how it is to be called. They went attention. That was a mistake. Go to the Jax Forest corner. Coach Zoe is hitting the challenge button. This is on video. The challenge button was not working. At no point was it working. He could not get it to work. He told the judge it wasn't working. He picked it up and was hitting it. The challenge button did not work. Zoe was not able to challenge. This is a huge problem. The match continues. Okay, it's not over. Jax continues to pursue. They stop it again. They hit him for attention. Yesengelde for the second time.
It was at like 10 seconds.
10 seconds.
You can see Zoe in the background too. He's still talking to
him and Bill are going back and forth. He's talking to the judge. It's calamity. Okay. They start again. So that's 2 attentions already in about a 10-second span. Then they wrestle some more. They're blocked off. I'm not sure what the call exactly was, but they hit him for another time, and they go caution in 1 against Yesengelde. This puts Jax in the lead 9-9 by criteria with 3 seconds left. They wrestle the match to conclusion. After there's a stoppage when you award a caution in 1. The match stops. Then you restart it. They finish the match. Jax Force, world bronze, not so fast. Challenge from Kazakhstan. They look at it. Should they look at it? Should they, after the match is over, you're supposed to challenge within a timely fashion. And here nor there, they look at it, and they determine no caution in 1, and it's back to a 1-point lead.
With 3 seconds left.
With 3 seconds left for Yesengelde, he wins the match. And so, mistakes abound from a process standpoint, from a technological standpoint. And that's the point I'm trying to make, is that these were mistakes. Okay, your mind, your imagination can run wild, and you think other things are going on. Ultimately, there's a technological error with a button not working. That's not good. I think they should consider they need to have something physical as a contingency. If that happens, we want to rely on technology to do things better. But you can't have something like that where you can't make a call, or you can't challenge a call. And I think that was a mistake, and I think the way the singlet pull was called was a mistake, and I think waiving the caution in 1, if there was ever a time for a caution in 1, it was there. And so where are we right now? Rich Bender, and the reason I interviewed Rich Bender is because I wanted to know what U.S.
There's some construction going on, that if you guys can hear that. Yeah, there's always something, man. There's always something, man. I mean, you for sure gonna get screwed. You go to a different country, they for sure gonna screw you. Sounds like wrestling shenanigans. Yep. Dorothy Slipper says this was why we don't want jiu-jitsu to ever be an Olympic sport. It just ends up being arguing about challenge buttons and rules violations instead of Gabby Garcia versus Craig Jones. I mean, you could ever have Gabby versus Craig in UFC, or not UFC, in Olympics. our girl Adele got she got some custom gear. I'm your daddy. Who's your daddy? Now if Adele rolls with me and she got that on and she trying to choke me out, I'm gonna be a little upset. But she can wear that when she rolls with you guys. You guys ain't gonna tap. You guys gonna go out. She gonna be your daddy. She's not my daddy, but she's your daddy. Dorothy Slipper, yeah. I don't know. Olympics. You think they'll kick judo out of the Olympics? No, they won't. They try to kick wrestling out of the Olympics. I don't think they can kick judo out of the Olympics. I'm just figuring, like, how can you fix judo? There's always going to be some corruption. You know, mistakes will be made. The button, somebody didn't charge the button, or they unplugged the button by mistake or on purpose. I don't know. I love my Brazilians. I give my Brazilians a hard time, but it says pronouncing fast food with a Brazilian accent.
FC.
Let me restart it for you guys. Let me restart it because it's a good one.
Pronouncing fast food chains in Brazilian Portuguese.
McDonald's.
McDonald's.
Burger King.
Burger King.
KFC. Subway.
Hã?
Subway. Pizza Hut. Domino's Pizza.
Domino's Pizza.
Dunkin' Donuts.
Dunkin' Donuts.
And Starbucks. Outback Steakhouse.
Outback Steakhouse.
Outback Steakhouse.
I knew it was gonna be something like that. Taco Bell. Popeyes. That was not that bad.
Pronouncing fast food chain.
Mushmaster said he need himself a little Brazilian thing. All right, Mushmaster, you go get her, man. You go get yourself a Brazilian. I'm trying to avoid the super sad. What's that kid's name? Let's find out. I don't want to read that. Let's go to YouTube real fast. YouTube. Again, we got some construction in the building, so if you hear some weird sounds, that's not coming from me. It's coming from downstairs or whatever. I don't know if you guys can see. I don't know what the heck's going on. What is that kid's name again? Landon Elmore. Let's watch a couple matches for his. Can we play this? Is that Fight to Win? It looks like Fight to Win. Mushmaster says, no, I don't. You don't want yourself a Brazilian girl? Come on, man. Don't you want to eat rice and beans for dinner every night? Mushmaster says, jiu-jitsu shenanigans are way worse than wrestling and judo. It's understood you're going to get screwed. That is true. I mean, we ain't got everything biased in jiu-jitsu. You fighting a referee from the dude you're fighting is from the same team as the referee. That's his coach. The referee is the coach of the guy you're fighting. Dorothy Slipper says, at least if you get screwed in jiu-jitsu, you have to wash your gear. I want to see if this kid's good enough to beat Mikey. He's 19. That was quick. How the heck did he do that? Hell no. Can you guys see? Oh, you guys can't see? Oh, my bad. Shoot. My bad. Can you guys see now? My bad, everybody. Can you guys see? My bad. I went full screen. I didn't know you guys couldn't see. This is the kid you think gonna beat Mikey? This is from This is from 1 year ago. This is from 1 year ago. Listen, there's no way this kid could beat Mikey. There's no way. Look at this exchange. There's no way. Right here, look at this. There's no way you're going to beat Mikey if you do that. You already lost. Mikey, if you let Mikey bolo you, that's it. It's over. Game over. And Mikey don't play guard. Or he doesn't pass, so. These guys don't be passing the guard like they do in IBJJF or ADCC. False reap, ball. Look at it. Man, he can't beat Mikey. I'm sorry. He did get into the 50-50 pretty well. Let's see. Again, this is a year ago. Maybe I'll watch a more current video, but I'm just saying that ain't enough to beat Mikey Musumeci. I could be wrong. So yes, you can see me. Okay. It is hard to fight the Gumbies, though. You know, that's how it is. It is tough to fight these Gumby guys. Oh, he getting his legs exposed, too. Nice little back and forth, though. Oh, yeah. Woo! I gotta say, this double guard pull leg lock stuff is some of the most boring crap I've ever seen in my life. I'm not saying I don't do it, but it is pretty boring. It's pretty effing boring, to be honest. Says the only time I agree jiu-jitsu is not a spectator sport is when it looks like, yeah. And this is what you guys want to see. Who was over here? Was Josiah the one saying this kid's the best kid? Blah 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 blah. All right, Josiah. But man, I see this. I'm like, oh, let me go ahead and turn it off. I want to see wrestling.
15 seconds, Anthony, to points.
Again, this is a year ago. He clearly has gotten better. Much says, I swear no one likes this, yet people keep doing this. There's no way this kid could beat Mikey Musumeci. How? How? You can't. Nobody can really pass on Mikey. It's not possible to really pass, especially Nogi. You can't even pummel in on Mikey. Have you seen anybody even get close to Mikey's leg? We might need to watch Mikey versus Junie or someone.
Hey, pull the one across on the right side.
Oh, he definitely not in the best position. He's sitting in that Z-lock too. I know the kid got better. I know. He's sitting in a Z-lock right now, though. It's like a year ago.
Hey, if he bellies down, you gotta follow him up and score your points.
Score your points. I mean, your leg's about to get broken, but score your points. My leg would already be broken, but, you know. Lateral knee bar. No? All right. That might be it. Yeah. I think Kokorian just messed up. Kokorian, I don't know what the heck Kokorian did. There's nothing I can really pull up. Four years ago when he was a kid. Is that a gi? Uh-oh. Is that the gi? You guys see he was wearing the gi. Dorothy Slipper says, watch Kopinov versus Gomez to wash this taste out. I don't think I can pull that up. Is that from the World Champion Wrestling? I can't pull that up then. They're not gonna let me pull that kind of video up. I misspelled Junie. Juny? Is it not? It's not on. Okay. They don't have the full matchup? Where's the full match at? I'm trying to find the match I'm looking for. They don't have the full match with Mikey and Junie?
Oh my god, I'm so excited.
Where the heck's the match at? Remember when Mikey beat up that old guy in Miami? Mikey, what you been doing, bro? They don't have Mikey versus Junie? I can't find it. That's the only clip I can find. I don't want to hear someone's breakdown, though.
But there's Uzis and I'm watching self.
Guys, for any background noise that set all that being
There's no. Where's the Junie match? I'm looking for it, everybody. I can't find the match. I thought it was up though. I can't find anything. I can't find it. Can't find it. Kopinov versus Gomez is clipped on United. Oh, I can't. Oof. I don't play United World Wrestling. Not on this channel. They have hit me with copyright strikes. I can't play it. I'm sorry. I would like to. I won't do it though. They for sure. You know, I did a video on Jordan Burroughs. I did one on David Taylor. They took me out, bro. Let's watch Zach Kiner versus Junie. This might be a better matchup to watch. Nogi Worlds 2023.
He's been a pretty active competitor as a black belt.
I can't see.
He's got a lot of experience in this division already.
I don't even know if Landon could beat Junie.
The referee had judged that Junie actually pulled guard first.
And Zach Kiner is good too.
Up. No advantage.
He can fight Mikey.
Junie, a very dangerous competitor from his guard, able to set up so many unique, creative leg entries.
I'm surprised Zach Kiner didn't pull.
I believe this is their first match as well. I don't think these guys have met in competition before.
Yeah, no UWW videos on this channel.
Really good heel hooks.
No UWW videos.
Good passing, very well-rounded. We talked about all the athletes we've seen in the finals from AOJ. Zach is yet another of that amazing group of athletes training.
And he got what's the girl's name? Jessica Khan. He a lucky dude.
Junie using this position a
got
lot
the Mikey,
in this tournament.
I call it the Mikey lock, but De La Riva, that's a
Riva with the
powerful
underhook, controlling the heel with his right arm. Looks like a really tight position here for Junie. Zach trying to clear his knee line out of there. Now he's back into more traditional De La Riva. Junie controlling the ankle.
Nice. I mean, you didn't see this in the Landon match. And also, there was no points. There was submission only.
Now Junie underhooking the far leg, trying to invert.
Earlier on, he had gone for that same attack and was even willing to give up a possible pass because he knew that he had control over the leg and set up that leg entanglement a little bit later on.
Zach kind of won his first match of the event by leg lock. Second match by decision, and then beat Rodney Barbosa in the semifinal by points to advance to this final. Junior Ocasio also won 3 matches.
Quick inversion by Junior Ocasio.
You can hear Murillo in that background.
Waiting in the wings is Gianni Grippo and Diego Pato. Poised to potentially share a rematch.
A little slow, a little slow.
Into this light featherweight final here at the World No-Gi Jiu-Jitsu Championships. Junior Ocasio on bottom, looking to add another major no-gi title to his collection in 2023. Already has 2, one at the Pan no-gi, one at the European no-gi. Zach looking for his first major no-gi title as a black belt.
Either way you slice, it's a big opportunity for either of these gentlemen.
I think I'll jump to Reddit after this match.
He's spinning under, potentially looking for this false reap.
Josiah just relapsed. Don't say that, bro. No, he didn't. When did he relapse?
Shield in there. Zach's putting the pressure. He needs to be careful to keep Junie's right foot from being able to do exactly what he just did.
No, he didn't relapse, bro. He didn't relapse.
Which is to push and create space and get out of the situation.
Josiah's doing good, man. We're trying to be positive.
Sometimes things happen faster than you can commentate them, Danny.
Oftentimes.
Once again, Junie inverting all the way underneath. Zach responding to each of the inversions. Directly in step.
They said Grippo match was coming. Oh, we're not going to watch that match. It was not the best Grippo match to watch versus Pato. You know what? That kind of he's still the winner because he got Jessica Kong. He the winner.
This match so far has been Junie trying to get underneath the hips. Is that kind of
some of us still looking for our Jessica Kongs out here?
Done a great job avoiding those attacks, re-engaging in a more
little bit of
advantageous position for him.
Back to the
Mikey. It's a good entry
control.
from Junie.
Hey, sweep.
And he's going to come up.
No.
Maybe turn this into a sweep. 5 minutes.
Sits back down.
About halfway through this match.
Nice reverse de la Riva.
Junie trying to invert once again.
That's going to be a vantage point for Junior Ocasio for nearly coming up on that sweep. That's going to give him, albeit a narrow lead, the first lead of the match, about 4 minutes and 30 seconds. You can see right there in the corner of Junior Ocasio.
We'll skip a little bit.
In the corner of Zach Kaina.
We're going to skip a
left
little bit.
arm. Let's see if he goes for it here.
Hey, no.
Zach looking to force a knee cut through.
We're going to skim through. Okay, where was
all
that
these pass attempts for the first 6.5 minutes in this match.
How'd he get that? Wait a second. K-guard entry.
For the first
Zach
6.5
minutes
minutes
back.
of this match. Now Junie.
Maybe a false reap? No?
Trying to enter in on the legs one more time.
Advantage for that? No.
Junie with another
No
advantage.
way. They won't give you an advantage for none of that no more.
Now a little look at a K-guard entry here on that far leg.
They won't even look at you for that. Mikey lock position.
And this is a solid wrap over the foot. He's grabbing the heel.
Very strong.
And with this lock, you can turn it into a leg submission. Even with this lock right here, you see Mikey Musumeci. Junior Ocasio was one of the first people, I believe, to do it.
The thing is, man, you can't out-pummel Mikey, man. Everybody thinks they can hang with Mikey. You're not going to out-pummel him.
One of the benefits of having the instant replay from the IBJJF referees is you get to have
He'll take his
higher
advantage away.
integrity scoring.
Zach gets out of the
He's zooming through. I'm sorry.
light. The biggest ever edition of this event, 4,000 competitors.
Every year is bigger than the
Right there, you
last
see
one.
that lock. That's exactly what I was talking about earlier, Danny, from the De La Hiva that you had brought up. See how he's underhooking and he has just such a firm wrap over it with that De La Hiva. Very awkward position to defend and to try to initiate a pass from. It gives Junie a great deal of control over the leg. Zach kind of out of
set back to the center.
That kind of should have pulled in.
Ocasio still up one advantage.
Come up. Just come up at that point.
You don't see that every day.
No
that
advantage
was
for him. That should have been an advantage for
complex
Zach
battle
Kine,
of who's
no?
going to pull guard first.
Shouldn't have been an
They
advantage.
give the
that's terrible.
guard sit to Zach Kine. So now it is tied up in terms of advantages.
It was a double guard pull situation.
We need a criteria in
tied this matchup, one advantage apiece.
Can we get a criteria in jiu-jitsu
Very tight
and a push-out
technical
point?
match. Coming up on 30 seconds left.
Because criteria would
This
be
light featherweight final.
You know, say in wrestling,
Unless Junior Ocasio is able to make something happen here,
his point should be weighed more
or
because it was an
Zach Kine, for
action
that matter.
versus
I don't know who's going to win in the
a
refs'
double guard
decision. I don't
pull.
know what the refs are going to decide.
Yeah, it's been very close.
I mean, they're going to go for the guy that was going
Zach
for
looks
attacks.
like he's trying to go for a toe hold on that top leg. Junie doing a good job pulling his
there you
leg
go.
back.
Backside. Uh-oh.
Now you're looking for maybe a knee bar or a heel hook.
Here goes Junie trying to look for that heel hook. One last attempt.
Spin to the back, huh?
Now they're both on straight ankle locks.
I don't know who won that one.
One advantage apiece.
It should be Junie that won that one, but you know.
All tied up. Two advantages. This match is going to go to referee's decision.
Even with points, that wasn't the most
Tightly
exciting
contested
match, was it? Was it to everybody? Wasn't the most exciting. Jiu-jitsu just not exciting. Can we just agree to that?
And Junie Ocasio is going to be your 2023 light featherweight world no-gi champion. His third major no-gi title in 2023. What a year for Junie Ocasio. Gets his first.
Mikey said there's nobody to compete against. They got Junie, Zach Kine, Rodney Barbosa, Shoya. There's man, Mikey, you got people to compete against. Or just go up a weight class, Mikey. God dang it. Go to 145. Eat 2 more pizzas, 2 or 3 more pizzas. You good. You good, bro. You good. You know, I'm trying to be nice to Mikey. I'm trying my best. Let's jump to Reddit real quickly. You guys know I'm getting tired already. Craig's explanation for breaking the guy's leg, was it justified? I don't know. Craig, you going to defend yourself? Says, this is Craig reviewing the footage from the now notorious seminar in Ukraine where the guy was rolling too hard and Craig appears to crank on a heel hook to punish him for it. Can we watch that real fast? Is it on B Team's YouTube channel?
I come to a war zone to teach for free at my own expense, and you go, let's just roll. He literally said, hey guys, Craig's gonna roll. Relax. It's not a competition. You got nothing to prove. He just had someone roll hard with him in Romania and broke his leg.
Oh. Let's go, brother. Let's
and
go.
He did this off the first move.
Man, let's go, brother.
Breaks my grip with his knee and dives on my neck. And I was just like, oh, that's it. You're going to fucking be in here.
Craig was already.
Okay. You want to do
Craig said
that?
you're gonna be injured.
You know? I'm literally like, bro, I will fucking permanently injure you and you'll be stuck at your shitty office job thinking about the time you messed up. You know, it's like, I can't handle it. I can't handle it anymore, eh? Seminars might be over, bro. I swear to you, seminars might be over, eh? What the fuck is wrong with people, eh? I just ended the seminar early and left, bro.
I just ended the seminar.
Yeah, really? It's like that? Damn.
Oh, that's it, guys. I'm done. Take photos, leave.
He's like, let's read some of the comments. He said, bro, you know what? I'm doing this for free out of my own pocket. They going hard on me. That's how it is over there in Eastern Europe. You know, when I go to Sweden, I just fight. I just fight everybody. I fight everybody. Everything and everybody. We just fight. I mean, I don't break nobody, but we just fight. Dorothy Slipper says, if we made matches like these, no winner and draw, they would take more risk. Nah, it still wouldn't be exciting. Jiu-jitsu is definitely not exciting. That is true. You know what? Wrestling is exciting because they get you out of there. 3 and 3. You got 2 3-minute periods. That's all you got. What? Regardless of if they screw you over, you got 3 minutes to get some. You got 6 minutes to get something done. Jiu-jitsu be like, dang. Hidley just won in a classic. Wow. Dang, I'm missing everything. I should be watching that. I'm over here streaming. He broke the Russian dude. All right. That's good. Craig. Oh, who you saying? Hidley or Craig over here? I mean, I ain't gonna break nobody's leg. Now I might squeeze a little bit harder, but I ain't gonna break nothing. Says, it sounds harsh, but Craig stopped that guy from hurting a lot of people. He's the hero of this story. I don't know if Craig's the hero of that story. I love how the Romanians clapped when he broke their teammate. It's an honor, a great honor to have my leg broken by Mr. Craig Jones. It's hilarious that Craig was in low-key combat mode at the end of the clip. He was ready to kill. Jiu-jitsu works if people are open to learning, not just wanting to prove themselves. Jesus, guys, Craig is a pro athlete, and injury means you go hungry. Uncontrolled body weight around the neck is high risk for injury. Stripping grips with knees too. I mean, that if it was technical, you could strip the grip with the knee. Maybe Craig overreacted. Craig, you think you overreacted? If you could go back, Craig, would you break that guy's leg? I probably wouldn't break nobody's leg because I don't want nobody breaking my leg. The guy was told to go easy. He wanted to be a hero and try to submit Craig rather than have fun. He probably didn't understand what it was said. Did the guy just stand straight up on his leg? Yep. Everyone in jiu-jitsu has something to prove. It's like pickup basketball. Everyone in jiu-jitsu is weird. To be honest, this happened to me. I had been training MMA for 6 years, but didn't really practice pure jiu-jitsu. I looked pretty good on the mat because a high-level black belt came up to me and asked me to roll. I understood not to go too hard or go for leg locks. But what I didn't know was to not use my elbows to break the grip. What grip was he breaking with his elbows? He pulled guard, and I went for some basic guard pass I knew, and I used he used the elbows well, you weren't really an MMA fighter. You used the elbows in the leg. All right. To break the closed guard. Dude got mad and opened guard. Give me 1 second, guys. Give me 1 second. I'm still here. Give me 1 second. My Eastern European wife does not respect the tap. Hey. Crazy comeback. Oh, from Hidley. Okay. Give me 1 second. Oh, never mind. We're good. We are good. I guess. Something's clicking. Oh, my phone was clicking. We're good. Eastern Europeans, they tough. They different. We're still streaming? I can't even see my comments. My phone was turned off. I'm missing all the wrestling. At least I can go watch it again. He pulled guard from the most basic guard pull I knew, and I went for the most basic guard pass I knew, and I used my elbows to break the guard. Dude got mad and opened guard and locked my arm up and almost broke it. I tapped so quick and he got up, didn't shake my hand, and walked away. Didn't even finish the round. I thought it was because I sucked. I thought it was because I sucked. What did he say? Didn't shake my hand. Didn't finish the round. I thought it was because I sucked so bad, but I found out I did a big no-no. I mean, he could always open up his guard. Why everybody overreacting? Why all these guys overreacting nowadays? Like, I very rarely going to overreact. Now, I mean, I'm not saying it won't happen, but I feel like a lot of people overreacting too much, too pissed off, too aggro. If you use the can opener to open closed guard, you get what you get. Well, I'm going to open up my guard. If you grab around my neck in my closed guard, I'm going to open up. You know, it's my fault for letting you do that move. That's how I think. It's my fault for letting you put your elbows in my legs. It's my fault for letting you grab my neck and twisting it. It's my fault. It's my fault if I let you do anything to me. You got all that experience and you upset somebody does something. It's if you got way more experience than the other person, unless it's an accident, you should be able to control most of what's going on in the match or in the role. And you know what you can do? You just stop the roll. Hey, man, you know, I don't want to roll anymore. Just stop the roll. Just stop the roll. Now, it might be different if you're doing your seminar. It might be a little different if you're doing the seminar. They might be coming after you, you know. But you give your consent to roll. If you don't want to roll anymore, hey, you know what? I'm going to stop rolling or I'm going to switch to a different partner. You know, just use some common sense out here. Now, if somebody's malicious and they come after you, that's a different case. I guess you could say that's what happened with Craig, but he could have just stopped the roll. Hey, man, I think, you know, hey, I feel like I'm gonna break your leg. Let me just stop this roll real fast. Literally the definition of Russian roulette, leg lock shootout. True. Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't do that, but Craig is not me, and I'm not Craig, so. If Craig Jones has me in a heel hook, I am going to tap really fast. You better scream. That is true. There you go. There you go, everybody. End of that thread. Craig Jones got you in a leg lock. Tap out. We got a Mushmaster's favorite, Mr. Teddy Reiner, Reiner, however you want to say it. We got him today.
Je suis actuellement à l'Expo universelle d'Osaka 2025 pour représenter la France. Et aujourd'hui, c'est la journée de la France. Alors, avec mes camarades de l'équipe de France, nous allons évidemment mettre le judo français en valeur. Et je sais qu'à l'autre bout de la planète, vous allez aussi mettre en valeur le sport. Avec la fête du sport, vous allez tester, bouger, découvrir ou peut-être juste assister à des démonstrations sportives. Nous avons l'opportunité de montrer que le sport est important dans nos vies quotidiennes. Pour notre santé, notre bien-être et notre lien aux autres. Alors profitez de cette fête du sport. Profitez-en pour vous lancer dans une année sportive. Et surtout, montrez que le sport compte. À bientôt, profitez bien.
I did study French in college, but I don't know what he said.
Je suis actuellement à l'Expo universelle d'Osaka 2025 pour représenter la France.
He's representing France in Osaka.
C'est la journée de la France. Alors, avec mes camarades de l'équipe de France, nous allons évidemment mettre le judo français en valeur. Et je sais qu'à l'autre bout de la planète, vous allez aussi mettre en valeur.
My French is not that good. I could have sworn I knew what he said. This is ever since the Osaka University Exposition or Universal Exposition. I don't know what that means. Teddy Reiner has a message for you. The sports festival is today. You know, I brought this up because how come USA Judo don't have their top athletes promoting their sport and doing exhibitions and stuff like that, huh? Where's USA Judo at? USA Judo, you don't have your athletes. I mean, they don't even like their own athletes. How your federation don't like you? Your federation don't even like you out there. I was trying to see if there was any more matches I wanted to see. Not really. We did accidentally expose my man Isaac Michel out there. You know, he was with some Brazilian girls. I'm sorry, bro. I didn't mean to expose you. I'm not gonna play that. We got a little bit of time. I'm not gonna play that either. Actually, let me play that. Does it have music?
Tuesday. It's true. At Cluely, we hire specifically for autistic people.
You know, there's a lot of companies that view autism as this like shortcoming or something, but like truly, I've seen the higher the autism, the better the code quality every time.
Okay, so last part of the interview now. Are you very sensitive to certain sounds, textures, or light? You know?
No, not at all.
No? Do you often miss social cues and have trouble with like direct eye contact at all, or?
No, man. As a matter of fact, like I love socializing and talking to people.
Okay, I'm so sorry. I'm gonna have to cut it here. I just don't think there's a very strong culture fit. But thanks for coming.
If you want to build a really special company, then your employees got to be really, really special too.
What day of the week was February 29th, 1972, Brandon?
Tuesday.
It's true. At Cluely, we hire specifically for autistic people. You know, there's a lot of companies that view autism as this like shortcoming or something, but like truly, I've seen the higher the autism, the better the code quality every time.
Okay, so last part of the interview now. Are you very sensitive to certain sounds?
So there you go. That's how you guys should be marketing your programs. That's how we want you guys to find your new students, your new Mikeys, your new whoever else, your new Gordons. How do I say I don't know how to say that account's name. Dorothy Slipper says, USA Judo can't come to the phone because they are laying new floor at a Gracie Baja in Galesboro, Illinois. Yeah. USA Judo, that's how they sponsoring all this stuff. They out here building schools, flooring, siding, building bathrooms. That's sad, though. Teddy Reiner looking like a public defender in that suit. You know, my man can do whatever he wants, you know. He got the support. He got the support of his judo federation. The French Judo Federation be supporting him. Now, if you're in America, they don't care about. They don't even look at you if you wrestling in France. It says Dorian Olivares versus Felipe Pena at CJI 2. Hey, yep. Can't play that music, but that's Dorian right there. That dude might be Dorian. Dorian can't move like that. Says, which one of you jiu-jitsu nerds was the Asian guy with the phone in the crowd? No, Alex, why you got to say it like that? Hey, where's the Asian guy? Right there. Oh, yeah, that's one of us. That's one of ours. You know what? If you got Teddy Reiner as your public defender, you're going to probably get off the case. We can't play this because you know they're gonna hit me with some copyright. Anyway, my man Spencer Lee got taken out 14-3. What the heck happened to Spencer Lee? Says luckily Haynes made up for it with a big upset of his own. Don't know why people are so shocked about this. I wouldn't even call this an upset. Arsen is a 4-time European champ. Well, Europeans is not the same as the world championship. Says the thing is everyone thought Lee was the safest pick to win gold at 57. Arsis was beaten by Abdulev. You know, Jason Whiff will jump on me as soon as I mess up a name. I mess up an Eastern European name or Russian name, he jump on me. Whom Spencer teched at the Olympic Games, and Lee at the Olympics was fire. Everyone thought Lee would just run through them. He probably overtrained. You know, that's what Iowa does. They overtrain their athletes. This Reddit community is pretty unknowledgeable about wrestling. Freestyle is extremely fickle. There are exchanges here that if they were slightly different, it's a completely different match. They also just love to hate on the brands bros for whatever reason. You know, the brands bring the hate themselves and equate a freestyle tech to the same level of dominance as a folk one. Says, yeah, you ain't wrong. I remember they had a ranking of the funkiest and best offense and defense, etc. in the world, and everyone on it was American. I brought it up and got downvoted. That's the issue too. Too much focus on domestic wrestlers in an international sport. Well, you for sure gonna focus on your domestic wrestlers. People don't care. Well, we do care about guys like Sidakov and Sedulayev and Yazdani, but I mean, bro, we're not gonna focus on the other people we don't know. We only know about 3 to 4 people from different countries. Flo this week focused so much energy on Lee and nowhere near as much on Hidley or Valencia, who are both in the finals. Mushmaster said that Hidley just won. That's the issue. We said, yeah, too much focus on the domestics. It's Piles. He had his favorite and just blathers on about anyone who ever came out of Pennsylvania. Well, you know Piles, you know the guy from Flo. He loved Flow Wrestling. He loved Penn State. I'm about to say something different. He loved he loved Penn State. Let me stop before I get canceled by Flow Grappling too. It's an upset when a guy who didn't medal at the Olympics takes out an Olympic silver medalist. That's true. Unfortunately, I was thinking the same thing. He's extremely loyal to the Brands Bros, but he really doesn't have the right set up for training in terms of partners. He needs to go to David Taylor. Who else wants to see? Who else wants to see Spencer Lee go to David Taylor? Or, train with somebody. I don't know. I mean, David Taylor, he's the best coach right now. Who else is a better coach than David Taylor? And, just could still go out there and compete at the World Championship and probably will win or place. It's not just working out. Even his interviews are so cringe compared to you gonna say the Nittany Lion Wrestling Club athletes are less cringe than him? No. They both cringe to me. He's so hard on himself that it makes you wonder if that's healthy. Hope he bounces back from this one. One of my favorites of all time. He sounds just like Terry did in the 90s. And while I like that he's always wanting to do better, he does not have a healthy mindset. Iowa does not help. They don't instill a healthy mindset in their wrestlers. Also, while Ayala and Sorensen are good wrestlers, I don't think that's enough for Lee to continuously improve. I'm curious how he will hold up through the gauntlet to make Final X, especially with Luke getting a full year to train with Ono. Obviously, Spencer is the massive favorite domestically until proven otherwise, but I don't think anyone saw this coming. I would have bet the farm that Spencer would have come away with at least a medal. As far as the mental side, most wrestlers do it completely wrong, and Iowa and Brands are probably the worst examples of it. We've been saying this for years. They're so obsessed with results and punishing themselves for losing, and that mentality is terrible for performance. The reason the Nittany Lion Wrestling Club guys perform so well is their mental approach to the sport, where they focus on effort and improvement instead of winning and losing. It takes away from the anxiety and stress of the sport and motivates you to win, not just avoid losing. Let's see. It says the guy Hartanunan. I just butchered his name. The guy Spencer lost to is a very tough matchup for anyone because he is so unorthodox and also very explosive. He is not consistent. People with such an unorthodox style rarely are. But when he is wrestling in his best form, he can probably take out anyone in his weight category. That cross ankle lace that he used to finish the match is one of his main parterre attacks, grounded attacks. He has gotten so many turns with it in his career. I saw Spencer defend it well in the first period, but in the second period, I think he was a step behind and didn't defend it well. That's freestyle parterre for you. A small mistake on the ground can result in getting turned or even teched. That's life, bro. All right, guys, we're going to stay on a little bit longer. I'm not sure how many hours we've been on here. We saw this one already. We got Cassia Mora. You know what? I'm a big fan of Cassia Mora, too. I'm a big fan of Cassia Mora. Cassia Mora, what's up? What's up, girl? Bom dia. Tudo bem? Tudo bom? Tudo bem? My Portuguese. I have not been working my Portuguese. I need to study some more Portuguese. I'm trying to get Mushmaster to study, but he don't want to. What's up, Cassia? I like Cassia. Respectfully, of course. Respectfully. Who said that? Penn State also trains ecologically according to their lady team psychologists. Uh-oh. Are they training ecologically? I feel like they just do whatever they want at Penn State. They almost do too much of what they want. Look at Strachey over there. I'm not saying, listen, they got some good wrestlers, but Penn State been making some mistakes. So ecological is bad. Look at Penn State. Look at what they've been doing off the mat. Is that ecological too? I'm gonna blame ecological for that.
Hey guys, UFC Day 3 gonna be October 2nd. I'm super excited. I'm gonna go against Alex Enriquez. And let's go, guys. Happy Sunday for everyone. Oh. All
right, so I'm gonna have to teach Cassia Mora some English, though. That's right. She'll teach me some Portuguese. I'll teach her some English. We can make it work. If Mika Galval can make it work with about to say Helen with Amit, we can make it work. Come on, Cassia. I'll make it work. She said she's gonna do UFC BJJ 3. I hope. Well, she definitely signed that exclusive contract. I've been pushing this story back. I'm sorry, everybody. How much time we got on here? We got about 20 more minutes, everybody. I got to dip. You know I'm tired. I want to watch some wrestling too. I ain't talking about Zahid. Was that Zahid right there? I just said I'm not gonna talk about him, and that's him. That's him in the finals right there. Hey, Zahid, I'm happy for him, man, because, you know, David Taylor was taking his lunch money all the time. Someone says, we all call on UWW to conduct a doping test on Valencia. Nah, he good. He good. He good. He good. Don't test him. Don't test Americans. Test Snyder, though. You can test him. I don't care about Snyder. Is Snyder still in it? My man, Tommy, going through it. Tommy, why'd you sign up for this fight? You're not in the same weight class. Why was Tommy wrestling? Tommy, why were you wrestling? Why did you wrestle, Tommy? You're a guard player. Tommy, what were you thinking? What were you thinking, son? What were you thinking? He's not my son, but why were you thinking, man? You know, they don't have curse words in Swedish. All I know is Polish curse words. Kurwa. I don't know. I didn't learn any more curse words. Zahid beat some good guys. Cameron wrestled Valencia with a staph infection and a 40-degree fever. Why was he wrestling? Well, I guess it was the World Championship. That's what Gordon Ryan be doing. He be sick, staph infection. How everybody be getting staph infections consistently? He had a difficult semifinals with Kadev, the same way. The weight cut and the fever stopped him, not Taylor's coaching. Nah, come on, man. Ethan says, all of this to lose in overtime. Well, that's how it goes, bro. You signed up for EBI. I didn't tell you to sign up for EBI.
That happens on the ground specifically. And so, oh my God, straight through the guard like butter. And look, he's trying to cut through this guard again. He cut through last time so easy, and again, this time into the mount. Ethan, good job with the inversion, and right back into his guard passing again. Ethan Krelliston putting on an absolute clinic. See the action that happens on the ground specifically. And so, oh my God.
Well, you sign up for the tournament, you got to know the rules. EBI, at least you submit them like that kid did, or you go to overtime, you know. Well, you subject yourself to the rule set. And then we can't be upset when the rules are unfair. I mean, same thing when we go to IBJF, the rules are unfair. What am I going to do? What do I look like complaining about IBJJF? We did watch Gable Stevenson. You saw that match. I'm just going to read some comments. Says, very impressed with the violence on the ground ground and pound. If he sticks with takedowns and ground control and GMP, he probably gonna get knocked out with the knee like Ben Askren did. He has a future. Gable needs to avoid the wrestler's mistakes of falling in love with striking, because you get paid more when you get a knockout. Dana White don't really like wrestlers like that. What? Name a wrestler. Name a wrestler. I can't even talk. Name a wrestler that Dana White actually liked. I can't find one. Cormier might be the only one, and that's because Cormier sucked up all the time. Says, don't think I've ever seen anyone stand up for mount and continue to ground and pound like that. It was terrible. GSP and Khabib were both excellent at using their techniques for their ground and pound. Khabib was better than GSP on the ground, so you saw him do it less often. Stevenson needs to work on his BJJ. He don't want to do BJJ. He has great movement, and given his age and athleticism, his pace will be killer at heavyweight. Josh Barnett would be someone that Gable could learn from. That's true. Would be so nice if Bo spent time with him or Paulson. Doing all BJJ is a waste of his folk style background. They don't take submissions from referee position seriously. They view it as a meme submission. They don't take, what do you mean? I don't know what that meant. People normally don't stand up for mount and do this due to the possible leg lock entries and, just being able to spin out. Gable didn't fight nobody. It says, however, 2 factors were here. 1, Gable, and 2, the guy was a trash can. Can't wait to see him compete more, though. He's a freak. If he commits, he will dominate. Gable ain't going to commit to nothing. He will dominate. He knows how to train, obviously, on pedigree alone, likely future champ. If he commits like he did to the Olympics, I wrestled growing up, and the work ethic of the big-time wrestlers is truly incredible. Brendan something. You're likely to get lifted off the ground by the bottom guy's legs when you stand over them like that. Says fighting isn't wrestling. Pat Downey learned that the hard way. This is about as much of a give-me fight as possible. That's why he did it instead of CJI. But the regional scene could still produce a tough test for him. He ain't here to be tested, bro. It says, if he takes his time and is patient and doesn't rush getting into the UFC. Look at my man Buchecha. Buchecha got to the UFC and that was it. He already lost his first match. And then they cut the guy he lost to. Make that make sense to me. Josiah says, Ethan. Josiah says, so Gable was man enough to win his MMA fight with Turf Toe, but wasn't man enough to face Craig at CJI 2. Make it make sense. I can't. Gabby's more of a man than, she said it herself. She said she got bigger balls than he does, which I guess would be 0. Less than 0. Like, you can't be less than 0. I don't really like Gable no more. I like him as a wrestler, but, I don't want to follow him, really. I reckon they will try to fire him to the big league sooner rather than later, and he could face the same problems as Pico or Nickel from being rushed rather than letting him naturally develop. I'm hoping not, but excited to watch. I feel like Gable will definitely try to rush it and cash in on his previous success. His best blueprint for building himself would be someone like Cormier. Why doesn't Gable go train with Cormier? I know he's cool with John Jones, but you ain't built like John Jones, bro. You built like Cormier. you round, bro. Honestly, as someone without a wrestling background, every BJJ guy knows the feeling of getting paired against a blue/purple belt from another gym who's a former high school or college wrestler, and they just refuse to promote him as quickly as he deserves. That's not true. Because they don't got no... How are you going to get promoted and you ain't got no guard? The UFC is guiding Gable's career. They will pick fights that he can win for the first 5 to 10 fights. He's gonna have a undisputed record, a winning record before he gets to the UFC. The opponents who take the fights know that they have nothing to lose and will collect a paycheck. If they do win, they are immediately fast-tracked up the rankings. Give him a contender series fight. Screw it. Heavyweight needs him bad. No, this is a terrible take. Have you not learned anything from the trajectory of Bo Nickal's career? They said it. They set him up too. The worst thing for Gable is to rush into the UFC. He's only 25 years old and he is competing at heavyweight, which means he will have plenty of time once he's in the UFC to compete. He needs to work on solidifying his fundamentals and getting a sufficient and good experience on the regional scene before moving to the UFC. The guy has only been training for several months in MMA. What is the point of rushing him? More money? Yeah, Bo. Look at Bo. I don't know, man. And you know what? You guys gonna defend them regardless. Helena's got a match in Polaris on November 1st. I know you guys gonna watch that. I know you guys are big supporters of her. Go ahead and check that out. November 1st. Got some more from Flow Wrestling. What they got to say?
Snyder, do you think USA will continue to have that level of success?
I think we'd all be really excited to replicate it. Not a guarantee, but with this U20 group, you see our domination at the U20s and U17s. I can definitely see this group being those guys. I don't know if I would necessarily say that these guys that make world teams are going to make 10 world teams in a row and win medals the whole time like these legends did, only because we are in a deeper era where it's not just one guy per weight that's a superstar. I think we're just going to be really good up and down the lineup. These U20 kids is another special era because these U20 kids are the guys.
Burroughs, Jake, Taylor, Snyder. Do you think USA will continue to have that level of success?
I think.
Yo, USA good. We got them high schoolers. We good. That's all we need is them high schoolers. We don't need nothing else besides them high schoolers. We good. Got Adesanya?
About boxing, what Terrence Bud Crawford does. Great fight, shutout. Just what I assumed would happen. This boxing smart would beat Canelo's tactics. Like from round 2, I saw Canelo being on the back foot, and eventually Crawford was just dancing around him, doing his thing. So yeah, again, I like Crawford. I just think the way he fights is clean. Like he makes very little mistakes, and he knows the sweet science of boxing. So yeah, he showed why he's the best right now, one of the best in history. Most people don't know shit about boxing.
There you go. Adesanya said Crawford was good. Most people, that's what happens when you got a really popular sport. People don't know what they talking about. What's Canelo got to say?
Mayweather. We already know. We knew Crawford is a great fighter, and I did what I supposed to do. Right? I tried for every way. And I trained really hard, and he deserved all the credit. No, I try my best tonight, and I just cannot figure out the style.
Was it something specific, the movement or his speed or power, or what? Was there something you could put your finger on that gave you the most trouble?
Everything.
Okay.
He have everything. You know what? Sometimes you try and your body cannot go, right? That's my frustration. Maybe I can figure out Crawford, but my body cannot go anymore. So I try it, but my body just not let me go. And you need to accept it. That's it. He's a great fighter. He's a good fighter. He know how to move and everything. I think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather. We are ready.
Look at that humility, man. We ain't got that in our sport no more. It says Ricky Haddon, Jason Whitfield jump on me, found dead at home in Greater Manchester. Haddon was a boxer. I didn't know him too well. Yeah, a little bit before my time, or maybe during when I was little. It says new fans might not get how popular this man was in the UK in the mid-2000s. Holy, the support he had was absolutely nuts. This is horrible, horrible news to wake up to after a tremendous night of boxing. So remember, these boxers still taking damage. So whenever you guys want them to be out there just having a shootout and getting knocked out and stuff, that damage does accumulate. Most of them boxers ain't gonna live. Muhammad Ali passed away mid-70s, 76 or something, 72. George Foreman in his 70s. A lot of these boxers and fighters, they're not going to live. They're just not going to live that long, unfortunately. In UFC, they don't got no pension. They ain't got nothing saved up. Dana White don't care about you when you retired and going through mental issues and whatever else you're going through. Dana White don't care about them. You see that with BJ Penn. I'll never forget the crowd that traveled with him to fight in the U.S. He got sparked by Pac-Man in 2 rounds, but the UK fans were still screaming their lungs off the entire night. A cultural icon for sure. Dude's crowd used to overwhelm the home fighters' own in their turf. I don't think I've seen another fighter so beloved. A down-to-earth, working-class lad from the north doing well. What's not to like? I love that. I live in Vegas, and I remember when he fought Pacquiao. British fans were everywhere. The only other time I saw anything like this was when McGregor fought Mayweather, and a bunch of Irish fans were parading through the casinos singing whatever fight songs they were singing. Haddon had a fan base. I was in Vegas watching the Haddon and Pacquiao fight. Closed circuit, since tickets were so expensive to get into the building. Haddon fans were all over the place. I was a loud Pacquiao fan that night. Immediately after Pac won, one of the louder Haddon fans came up to me, shook my hand, and said, "Well done," as if he fought himself. Classiest sports fan I ever met, and seemed like a reflection of who Haddon was. Haddon seemed like a genuine dude who was great at what he did. Ricky Haddon was gracious in defeat and respectful of his opponents. MMA don't have none of that. They talk crap on you the whole time. You win or you lose, they talk crap on you. You win, you talk crap on. Says a great fighter, but an even better sportsman. Where are all the sports people at? I know he was battling some demons in his personal life, but that doesn't diminish his contribution. He brought out the best in people. Haddon was him. I remember the dude going to Vegas to fight Floyd, and you would have thought he was the home fighter with how hard he was cheered and sang for. That's awesome, man. He took 30,000 fans from the UK to Vegas for Mayweather. He took 20,000 fans from UK to Vegas for Pacquiao during a global recession. Others may be more popular on socials or did bigger pay-per-view numbers, but in terms of getting people to actually follow him around the world, Haddon was in a class of his own. That's amazing, man. You know, I don't think people aren't inspired like that no more, at least not in jiu-jitsu. You know, who's inspiring you in jiu-jitsu right now? Is there anybody that inspires you in jiu-jitsu? Well, not you, Josiah. We know who inspires you. But for everybody else, who's inspiring you to get out there and compete? I can't really say there's anybody that's like making me excited about, except for myself. I make myself excited. No Diddy, to go and compete. But nobody's out there really like, man, that's amazing. I can't believe, you know, Mika Galvao could possibly be that. Maybe Tynan, if he wasn't so in that cult. He probably wouldn't be where he is without that cult, though. I can't think of anybody. Maybe Rosinski. I feel like Rosinski's kind of motivates people, especially being a little bit older and still winning and winning the Grand Slam, too. We got about 10 more minutes. I'm going to dip out of here.
Will transfer to UFC. Coming in fourth, we have Spencer Lee. Like, I don't even have no proof that he will be joining this, but I just feel it in my gut, you know? Coming in third, I have Kyle Dake. And nothing against him, but bro just looked like he's going to transfer the UFC. Like, he got that grit to him, you know? Like, that look.
Coach.
Coming in second, I got AJ Ferrari. Now, his background is all I need to know. Put him in the UFC ASAP. And coming in first, we got Gable Stevenson. Nah, this my dog. And I heard he already been training for MMA, so this might come true. But, in my personal opinion, I don't know if he's going to stand a chance, man. He's a good wrestler, but he just doesn't got that look to him, you know?
He saw. He can't commit to nothing. My man Gable got all the talent in the world. I don't care about this one. All the talent in the world, can't commit to. That's how it goes, though. The most talented people be all over the place. We got some Wojcik lock.
Just did a master class.
You can crank my foot as hard as you possibly want and you won't tap it.
Out of 10, what is this Woj lock? Oh, I would give this Woj lock. Oh, now it's down to a 6. Down to a 6. Get your back to the mat. Get your back to the mat. Come on, Ian. A 6? Now we're at a 7. That's still pretty bad, I think.
Oh, that hurts.
Oh, that's an 8. Hey, there we go.
Now, do you like the turn?
What a Woj lock is?
Man, Keenan flexible, man. You guys forget how flexible Keenan is. And you know who's also flexible? I mean, Keenan is super flexible. I always forget how flexible he is. Let's see. You guys can see what I'm typing in. Where's that picture at? It's like a famous picture of his foot, his leg. Where is it at? Knee bar, maybe? I'm not sure. I can't find it. Jeff Glover used to be good. Now, he's crazy for sure. He's going to say some stuff. I'm not going to defend him. I can't find it. It was like a famous picture of his knee. Mobility, maybe? Let's see mobility. If I can't find it, I'll give up on it. I can't find it, but there's a famous picture of his foot, like, you know. I can't find it. Maybe it's gone. It might be too old. Josiah is being good, everybody. Stop trying to corrupt him. You know, we're trying to keep him on the light side of the force over here. You guys trying to corrupt him over here. I'm gonna put you in timeout. If you corrupt Josiah, I'm gonna put you in timeout. I can't find it. Zahid over here. Hey, Zahid. Good work, man. You deserve that, bro. I'm happy for you, bro. Happy for you, man. You deserve that. Says, is Masters harder than adult division? Yep, maybe. No, it's not.
More dangerous than the adults, and here's why. Number one, they're all juiced out on TRT. Number two, they got dad strength, which is real. Number three, they have everything to lose. They lose in front of their wife and kids, their life is over. They're going balls to the wall. The Masters division is more dangerous than the adults, and here's why. Number one, they're all juiced out on TRT. Number two, they got dad strength, which is real. Number three, they have everything to lose. They lose in front of their wife and kids, their life is over. They're going balls to the wall.
Nah, adult. Actually, they both tough. It's different toughness. Says pastor applies the holy choke and pro MMA fighter sees the light.
You're a professional fighter here. Come over here and punch the back. Show somebody what a professional looks like hitting something here. Let's watch this here. He's ducking here.
Is that guy a professional?
Yeah.
Wait a second.
What if I come up behind you? Now.
That's how you guys got to fight Moneyberg off and fight. The pastor pretty good. Oh, he got passed though.
He's tapping. He's tapping.
That's how Moneyberg be rolling in his private lessons. That's how exactly how Moneyberg be rolling in his private lessons. It might. That's how Moneyberg be rolling, 100%.
Canelo has only thrown 7 jabs. How you, as a world champion, you can't win a fight like that.
Terrence Crawford was actually countering. He would just sit there, wait, block, and then boom.
With Canelo, he wasn't throwing combinations. He wasn't using his footwork. He rarely ever used the feint, and that's why I think he got outboxed. Henry, you see him, once he gets in his stance, he stands right there to where he doesn't have to be mobile.
There's like a moment of wait, right, where he's there and he sits there a little too long. He needs to inch into that line and bah! He's probably gonna have to get a black trainer, man, for some time. He has to, because Mexicans box different. De La Hoya to pick up his skills and to understand a lot of his competition. He got Mayweather's dad. It's time to call Terrence Crawford once again, pound for pound.
I agree with you. Terrence Crawford is pound for pound best boxer right now.
My man said he need to get a black boxing coach. He said he need to get a black boxing coach. Josiah says, praise the Lord. Now, this is how church should be, just grappling. Your pastor over there choke you out. Well, you know, that's the Mendez brothers and AOJ. They got a Bible study. He said you need to get a black boxing coach. Hasim Rita says, Hasim, you know, shout out to him. He says, black belt year 7. Didn't do it in 3.5 years, but every step of the journey been worth it. The grind continues. Alhamdulillah. I can't. Alhamdulillah. I got no Arabic. No Arabic, people. No Arabic over here. Did I say it right, Jason Whitfield? He said, I didn't get it in 3.5 years. Look at Hasim. He was already 6'5" over right there. The black belt giraffe. Yeah. Yes, sir. Under Carpe Diem. Seize the day. I believe that's what that says. Flo, you know, Flo, they try to be like me over there at Flo. So they put the news together once a week. But I do the news 5 times a week. Josiah says, why he got to bring race into this? Yeah, I don't know. Cejudo, I don't know. He brought it into it.
I'm Joe Gilpin from Flow Grappling. It's September 15th, Monday morning. That means the Grappling Bulletin is back. You can find it in the link in the bio. We lay out everything that's happening in the world of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Let's get into it. Got to start here. This was nuts. 19-year-old purple belt Landon Elmore wins EBI 25 with all submissions. He becomes only the fourth person to do this in a jiu-jitsu context. John Blanc did it in combat jiu-jitsu. He's joining guys like Gary Tonin, Gordon Ryan, Eddie Cummings. This is an incredible result. You can go ahead and take a look at the Grappling Bulletin. We have more details and a full article about that. We've also updated the rankings at 155 pounds. Landon Elmore is now included, so make sure you take a look at that. More big news at 155 pounds. Jet Thompson wins the PGF bracket after a long season, tough season. Jet's been a fan favorite at PGF for a minute. Congratulations to him for picking up the big win there. You can read more about it in the bulletin. Over in the UK, there was an awesome Polaris Squads event where Team Asia and Oceania defeated Team South America. It was a very close 16-15 matchup. A lot of guys look great here. Two guys I definitely want to shout out, Lucas Kennard and Kenta Iwamoto. Both really showed out for their team, picked up a ton of points. Those guys looked awesome. You can read more about it in the bulletin. Fun weekend of jiu-jitsu coming up. BJJ Stars 17 and Ocean Pro Jiu-Jitsu are both happening on the same day, September 20th. That's Saturday. Make sure you set a little time aside this weekend. Check out some awesome professional jiu-jitsu. If you want more information on all that, plus a cool section with a bunch of cool stuff to watch from Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, make sure you check out the link in the bio. That's the Grappling Bulletin every Monday morning, and we'll be back next week.
Awesome.
What's up, everybody? I'm Joe Gilpin.
Awesome. A lot of stuff going on. Balea busy. You guys know Balea. He had BJJ Stars. He over there in Italy. Got to get his show on the road. Good luck to those guys. We had a lot of stuff last week. EBI, PGF, whatever else going on. BJJ Stars, Ocean BJJ. I'll try to keep you guys updated as best I can. But, I'm a one-man show. I mean, I got Josiah. He's my greeter, my channel greeter, my stream greeter. I got Jason Whitfield. He's my fact checker. Mushmaster. He my judo expert. We got LOL Snapped. He's my wrestling expert. So we got some people on the staff. But I'm still, still one person team right here on the stream. So there's a lot going on. I mean, you probably need a whole team to cover everything, possibly. It says Snyder moving on to the World Semis. So, hey, we don't really support Snyder on here, but we do support Team America Wrestling. If you're a big guy, all you need to know is how to move. You're going to win. We got Beast Mode over here. Beast Mode, Marshawn Lynch, right?
Hey, what's up, man? It's your boy, man, Beast Mode. You feel me, though? Fucking around with the fuck around over here at the Bud Canelo fight, man. But look, stay tuned, though. You feel me? Your boy back at it like a crack addict, man. I'm back like I never left. You know what I'm talking about? But I'm finna be taking some flicks and shit, so stay tuned and see what your boy come up with. You feel me? Yes, sir. You a bad motherfucker, boy. How you been? And where you from?
I'm from Waukesha, Wisconsin.
All right, Waukesha.
You know Wisconsin?
No, you just told me right now, so we fuck with it. It's good. What's up, big dog? I'm working.
What are you doing?
I'm working.
You working?
Hell yeah.
And you came running through and you're like, get out of my way. Beast Mode photographer running through.
Hell yeah. How you doing, young fella? Marshawn Lynch, man.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. I'm gonna show them what they got behind the camera.
My man completing side quests over here. Some of us, we can't get past the main quest. I'm still trying to get out the main quest. He over there side quests. He having a good life, good time, he deserves it. We've been streaming for about 3 hours. Who else is streaming for 3 hours like I am about jiu-jitsu? I wonder, can anybody else do this? I'm sure people can. I'm sure they could probably do a better job. It might even be funnier than me. You know what? I don't care. They could do it. Go ahead and take this job if you want. What you put on there, Josiah? I missed out. All right, let me go back to my main screen. What up, everybody? 3 hours, 3 hours and 13 minutes on my program right here. Shoo, time does fly. Hopefully everybody's enjoying the live stream. Again, I'm traveling. I need to get a second screen, so I'm on the phone. I'm reading comments on the phone right here. I got to go through the comments just like you people. You know, I couldn't see what was happening with the screen. I don't know what if I look crazy, looking the wrong way. I'm looking down, looking up. We're doing our best on this struggle stream. But that, you know, we try our best on here. Shout out to Josiah. I've been impressed. People try to corrupt my man Josiah, but he did a good job today. He's been doing a good job. And I like it. I like the improvement, Josiah. You're a pleasure to have on the stream. We appreciate you, and you're part of the team now. Yeah, we had a lot going on. We talked about Terrence Crawford. We talked about Zahid Valencia, Team America. They're still wrestling. And listen, my girls are up. I don't know if I'm gonna stream when the girls are up though. I'm gonna have to watch that stream when them girls go. I'm gonna have to be on that stream too, guys. So we'll see what I'm gonna do. But I gotta support the Team American girls because they probably gonna get more gold medals than the guys. How many goals the guys got? 2? USA? How many goals we got? 2? All right, Kennedy, Helen. I wish the meat was there. We had 3. And maybe Alex. Who else can bring? Jakara, I need you to win some, girl. Get that goal for me. But yeah, it's been a good showing so far, you know. And Team America young. The men's team is young. Half the team is high schoolers. Half the team still got to do homework. And they fighting people in Russia and stuff. Them people ain't got to do homework. People in Iran and Poland, they ain't got to do no homework. Whoop. Phone about to slide off. Everything's still connected. That's basically it, man. We'll be live. I'm not sure about Friday. Probably won't be live on Friday, unfortunately. Maybe I can do a late Saturday stream, possibly. We'll see. We'll see what happens on Saturday. No live stream on Friday, people. But we'll be today, Monday, out of the way. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We're going to be good. So, yeah. As always, if you guys want to support the channel, please tell people about the channel. Come on, everybody. Stop gatekeeping. I believe we're trying to get to 1,000. I've been kind of slow lately. Let's see. We're at 935. 900. I'm trying to cover up the numbers so you guys can't see what numbers on here. We're at 935, everybody. 935. We're trying to get to 1,000. Can we get to 1,000? Come on. And what should I do when we reach 1,000? What do you think I should do, Josiah? And everybody else, what should we do? Maybe we should do something special for 1,000. But we kind of far away. What, 65? Yeah, 65 subscribers away from 1,000. So maybe we'll do something. I'm not sure what that'll be. We'll do something. I'll think of some ideas. That's it, everybody. I'm going to dip out of here. Again, who's live streaming 3 hours consistently Monday through Friday? Well, I haven't been doing Friday lately, but usually consistently Monday through Friday. Who else doing that? Who else can do that? I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm sure some other people could do it. Who else has the time or energy to do that? I barely got the time or energy either myself. That's it, man. I'll see you guys tomorrow, God willing. Stay out of trouble. Josiah, good work. Today is Mat Side Monday, so if you can go train, go train. I need to go train too. We'll see. I'm out of town, like I said, so I'll do my best. And that's it, everybody. I'll see you guys tomorrow for Takedown Tuesdays. Actually, Handsome Tuesday. That's my favorite day, Handsome Tuesday, because I need all the handsomeness I can get. All right, everybody, we're gonna dip out of here. See you guys tomorrow. Stay out of trouble, like I said. Take care of your health. You know, you guys saw me drinking. I drank some tea. Had some sparkling water over here. You know, I'm taking care of my health too. Gonna get some sun in a little bit. All right, everybody. See ya.